to God. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shema Yisrael Yehovah Eloheinu Yehovah Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Le'olam Va'ed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Blessed be his glorious kingdom forever and ever. Mitin Kavo.
We pay homage
Elohe Abraham.
to the God of Abraham,
Elohe Yitzchak.
to the God of Yitzchak,
Elohe Yaakov.
to the God of Yaakov.
Hallelujah.
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 I'd like to read a psalm, Tehillim, Psalm 68. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
It's a psalm by our forefather and our king, David. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Let God arise, let his enemies be scattered, and let them that hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melted before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of Elohim. But let the righteous be glad. Let them exult before Elohim. Yea, let them rejoice with gladness. Sing unto Elohim. Sing praises to his name. Extol him that rideth upon the skies, whose name is Jehovah. Exalt ye before him, a father of the fatherless, and a judge of the widows. Is Elohim in his holy habitation. Elohim make the solitary to dwell in his house. He bringeth out the prisoners into prosperity. The rebellious dwell but in a parched land. O Elohim, when thou wentest forth before thy people, when thou didst march through the wilderness, Selah. The earth trembled, the heavens also dropped at the presence of Elohim. Even yon Sinai trembled at the presence of Elohim, the Elohim of Yisrael. And bounteous rain didst thou pour down, O Elohim. When thy inheritance was weary, thou didst confirm it. Thy flock settled therein. Thou didst prepare in thy goodness for the poor, O God. Jehovah giveth the word. The woman that proclaimed the tidings are a great host. Kings of armies flee, they flee, and she that tarrieth at home divideth the spoil. When ye lie among the sheepfolds, the wings of the dove are covered with silver, and her pinions with the shimmering of gold. When the Almighty scattereth kings therein, it snoweth in Zalman. A mountain of Elohim is the mountain of Bashan. A mountain of peaks is the mountain of Bashan. Why look ye askance, ye mountains of peaks, at the mountains which Elohim hath desired for his abode? Yea, Jehovah will dwell therein forever. The chariots of Elohim are myriads, even thousands upon thousands. Jehovah is among them, as in Sinai, in holiness. Thou hast ascended on high. Thou hast led captivity captive. Thou hast received gifts among men, yea, among the rebellious also, that Jehovah Elohim might dwell there. Blessed be Jehovah by day by day. He beareth our burden, even Elohim, who is our salvation, Selah. Elohim is unto us as a God of deliverance, and unto Elohim Jehovah belongeth the issues of death. Surely Elohim will smite through the head of his enemies, the hairy scalp of him that goes about in his guiltiness. Jehovah said, I will bring back from Bashan, I will bring them back from the depths of the sea, that thy foot may wade through blood, that the tongue of thy dogs may have its portion from thy enemies. They see thy goings, O God, even the goings of my Elohim, my King, in holiness. The singers go before, the minstrels follow after, in the midst of damsels playing upon timbrels. Bless ye Elohim in full assemblies, even Jehovah, ye that are from the fountain of Israel. There is Benjamin, the youngest, ruling them, the princes of Yehudah, their council, the princes of Zebulon, the princes of Naphtali. Thy God hath commanded thy strength. Be strong, O Elohim. Thou hast wrought for us out of thy temple at Jerusalem, where the kings shall bring presents unto thee. Rebuke the wild beasts of the reeds, the multitude of the bulls, with the calves of the people. Everyone submitting himself with pieces of silver. He hath scattered the people that delight in war. Nobles shall come out of Mitzrayim. Ethiopia shall hasten to stretch out her hands unto Elohim. Sing unto Elohim, ye kingdoms of the earth. Sing praises unto Yehovah, Selah. To him that rideth upon the heavens of heavens, which are of old. Lo, he uttereth his voice, a mighty voice. Ascribe ye strength unto Yehovah. His majesty is over Israel, and his strength is in the skies. Awful is Elohim out of thy holy places. The Elohim of Israel, he giveth strength and power unto the people. Blessed be Elohim. Hallelujah.
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 As we continue to go forth, we're going into our Torah reading. Hallelujah. We'd like to acknowledge once again all of the house of Shaare Shamayim and all its members and occupants, all that pertain unto the house. We'd like to acknowledge all the Knesset temples camps, roundabout, and all their leaders, their princes, their chiefs, their rabbis, their rabbinites, their princesses, their queens. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We say Shabbat Shalom
Shabbat shalom.
to the house of Israel. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We are in the rabbinical calendar, Sewan, on the 21st day, in accordance to the year of 5780. Hallelujah.
Amen.
As we go forward, we call upon our Rosh, Nasi, Hezekiah to bring us the Parashas Beha'aloscha, to bring us the Parashas in accordance to how the Creator brings unto him. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Please all rise for our Rosh, Nasi, Hezekiah. Hallelujah.
Mariko et Jehovah Barak.
Baruch Yehovah Hamelech Le'olam Va'ed.
Rot yo hamalek lo lo wet Baruch tay hole henu malek kol ma sheba ka bunu mi kola bi mana tala no et ator to Baruch tay hono te Torah. Amen.
Bless Yehovah the Blessed One. Blessed is Yehovah the Blessed One forever and ever. Blessed are you, Yehovah our God, King of the universe, who has selected us from all the people and given us his Torah. Blessed are you, Yehovah, giver of the Torah. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shevu, please be seated.
We take up, Lord.
We pay homage.
Elohei Abraham.
The God of Abraham,
Elohei Yitzchak.
the God of Yitzchak,
Elohei Yaakov.
the God of Yaakov.
Hallelujah.
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 Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Shabbat shalom Nicole.
That's wonderful.
As we begin to go through our portion, and for today,
Torah.
and as we were told, Beha'aloscha, when you kindle or when you light the lamps, it's actually what it means. And as we go into our portion, and we pray the Most High, create the universe, He open up our minds, give us the korkmah, open up that wisdom that we can read and understand and extract the information from the scriptures that we can apply it to our lives and our way today. Thank you for it. Thank you for that. Again, we're in the book of Bamidbar, the book of Numbers,
Hallelujah.
chapter 8,
Chapter 8. Yes.
verse 1.
King. And Yehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to Aharon, and say to him, When you light the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light in front of the lampstand. And Aharon did so, he lighted its lamps to give light in front of the lampstand, as Yehovah commanded Moshe.
Amen. Okay. So this particular portion starts out, "V'yidber Yehovah Moshe lemor tabel Aharon amarta el Eli bahalotecha et hanirot vol pnei hamenot menorah ya'iru shiva." So basically, Yehovah speaks to Moshe saying, listen, speak to Aaron. Say to him, the Creator speaking through Moshe. Moshe tells Aaron, informs Aaron what the Creator wants. And he says, speak to Aaron, say to him, when you light up the lamps, the 7 lamps, so you know that what? 7 lamps. When you light them, it should give light in front of the lampstand, right? Because when you're working indoors, or if you're working at night, you need light.
Mm-hmm.
You see? That's what the lights, and even though each item may have had its deeper spiritual meaning, that you have your menorahs, you have your various the various items that it talked about within the scriptures, but they also had a physical usage. In other words, we give we know that the menorah that we have here is electrical. And at that time, they didn't have electricity as we know now. So they had the lamps. Mm-hmm. And you need lamps, light, in order to operate within the darkness. You know what you're doing. So that's understandable. Now, if it was today, for argument's sake, some say no, some say, well, friends say it will still have it. I say, well, maybe not, because if it is, it's electrical. You're using electricity. So in today's time, how do I be turning on the lamps electrical as opposed to lighting? Even though, again, as I said, I'm sure there's a spiritual essence behind each item that the Creator has set up too. Okay. But the light basically needed to lamp to operate within the sanctuary to do the things that he had to do. So when you light the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light in front of the lampstand. And Aaron did so. You see, you didn't hear a lot of questioning. No confrontations.
That's right. There you go.
The protocols, like the military, said a good soldier follow orders. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Creator spoke to Moshe. Moshe spoke to Aaron. And it was exactly the same thing that Yehovah told to Moshe. Moshe told Aaron. It's not like today when we told somebody something, before it get to where it have to go, it changed. Mm. You didn't say it like that. You didn't say it with that tone. He told him exactly as the Creator told him to tell him. He said, speak to Aaron. But it says Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, you talk to Aaron. Aaron is not speaking to the Creator directly. In this case, Moshe is. Okay. He didn't call to Aaron and say, Aaron, God said. Today you tell I'm not seeing y'all, I like to talk to for a minute. Somebody come and say, Nasi, Prince, Hezekiah want to see you. Nasi, what did I do? No. It's how you bring that message too.
That's right.
You see? No. Convey this to Aaron. He lighted the lamp, 7 lamps that give light in front of the lampstand. Aaron did so. He lighted the lamps to give light in front of the lampstand, as Jehovah commanded Moshe.
That's right.
As Jehovah commanded Moshe. So Moshe was responsible. His command was to bring to Aaron. He did that. Aaron did what he's supposed to do. Well done. Job complete. That's how it's supposed to go. Okay, and the 4th verse says what?
And the workmanship of the lampstand was of hammered gold. Its shaft, its flowers was hammered work.
Miksha.
According to the pattern which Yehovah had shown Moshe. So he made the lampstand.
Remember when Moshe was getting this information?
Yes.
But now I'm explaining implement. Okay?
That's right.
He had the pattern of all how the sanctuary and all its furniture and everything pertaining to the sanctuary is supposed to be made, the length, the width of all the various items, the colors, Now it's different. Let you know how this was. Hammered with gold, its shaft, its flowers, according to the pattern which Jehovah had shown Moshe. So Moshe didn't deviate from the pattern,
That's right.
from the schematics which God showed him. And that's very important to stay online. Stay in line with what the Creator wants. And that's what Moshe did. 5th verse says,
And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Take the Levites from among the people of Israel and cleanse them.
okay, kak et halewi mitoka bene Israel. Bati harta odan. Take the Leviim, take the Levites from among the people of Israel and cleanse them. Okay? No, it's not that the cleansing, the people of Israel are not clean. This is a spiritual thing. Spiritual. All right? In other words, we're going to separate them because the Levites are going to have a particular job to do than their rest of their brethren. So you have to what? Take the Levites from among the people of Israel and cleanse them. Start there. Moshe is giving, you see, what I realize in this way, you have to be able to listen and follow with instructions. The Creator told him, first, look, tell Aaron, speak to Aaron, let him know when he light the lamps, this legal. He did that. So now he says to him, listen, take the Levites from among the people of Israel and cleanse them. Okay? 7th verse says, what, my brother?
And thus shall you do to them, to cleanse them.
So how are we going to cleanse them?
Specific way.
The way the Creator wants you to cleanse them. Not my way. The way the Creator, the Most High, wants them cleansed. How? Talk to me, brother.
Sprinkle purifying water upon them. Let them shave all their flesh, and let them wash their clothes so make themselves clean.
All right. Now, it's a process. It says what? It says, Kata say, like, hey, this we do them to cleanse them. Azeh alehem me kata. All right. You shall sprinkle purifying water upon them. All right. May kata. Now, may, anytime you see the term may, like I said, like you see the word bait, there's always going to be something coming behind it.
That's right.
Or the construct, absolute construct. So in other words, water of what? Now, if you look at it literally, they read in Hebrew, it's like the water of sin. Or the water that removes sin. May. Now, amongst the other religions, they got holy water. I don't know what made their water holy. But along the same line, this is the water of purification. Sprinkle purifying water upon them. This is how we're going to get the Leviim cleansed. Okay? They have to sprinkle the purifying water on them and let them shave
all their flesh.
Shave all their flesh. So they're going to shave the hair. This is a ritual that has to be done. All right, the process of cleansing them. So what they do is He'evru ta'ad, or pass the razor. So they will pass the razor ta'ad, I'll call it besarama, on their flesh. The razor will pass them over their flesh. One of the few times we talk about using a razor, but on our whole flesh. Okay? This is what they had to do. That's 2.
Let them wash their clothes.
Now, here's the thing. Kibesu. All right? Kibesu, dehem. Okay? Wash their clothes and so make themselves clean. Hiteharu. Right? Wash their clothes. Because, like, it's not like today we have all these changes to garments. They basically, what they wore every day. The one you read about had the changes of garments depending on what their work was doing and what they're doing at the time was a Haron and his sons. So take off this uniform, put on that one, take off this, put on this one. Now this is what Creator has said to begin this cleansing for the Levites. Okay, so 1, you sprinkle purifying water upon them,
Okay.
the main katat. Then we shave off their flesh, Hebrew ta'ah, bring the rays upon their flesh, and they have to wash their clothes. We say cleansing is the next to godliness. Gotta be clean. Remind you always wash yourself. Okay. Remember when we were approaching the mountain to meet with God? And what did he tell us? Gotta have to wash our clothes. Because your clothes hold all sorts of smells, odors, dirt. Gotta cleanse it. You gotta wash. So you gotta wash your clothes, you gotta wash you. Said, listen, tell them to wash their clothes. All right? Stay away from their wash for how many days? 3 days. Cleansing process here. Cleansing physically, cleansing spiritually.
That's right.
It's always a spiritual process. But they had to wash their clothes. So now you see it again, and this was the whole nation. Now this is the Leviim in particular. They had to wash their clothes for this process.
That's right.
Okay, so make themselves clean. Now see the 8th verse.
Then let them take a young bullock, a young bull, with its meal offering, fine flour mixed with oil, and another young bull shall you take for a sin offering.
So the then now it comes down to the point where they're offering. Oh, they sprinkle purifying water on them. They shave their flesh. They wash their clothes. Now here comes the other half. They have to take a young bullock with this meal offering. Okay, lakakupar ben bakar and min kato in his meal offering. Solet, we know that solet is fine flour that takes out that wheat, that fine flour with oil. Okay, by shamayim, all right, with oil. Oil basically uses what? Olive. All right, so this is the process. Take the young bullock with this meal offering, fine flour mixed with oil, and another young bull shall you take for a sin offering. That's right. So you're going to take another bull for a sin offering. Continue.
And you shall bring the Levites before the tent of meeting, and you shall gather the whole assembly of the people of Israel together.
So kavarta kalawim lifnei ohel moed, where hik halta et kol adat bnei Israel. You bring the Levites before the tent of meeting. You shall gather the whole assembly of the people of Israel together. Why? We're a big family. You're cleansing them. You're inaugurating them.
Hey.
We were given the numbers of the various families of the Leviim, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari, what their jobs pertain to. We were given the information how to build the utensils, the furniture for the sanctuary. Now we have to put this all into use. But one of the beginnings that we have to purify themselves, you gather the people who they are going to be servicing. You bring them in. So gather the whole assembly. It says, not a portion of them, but all of the people, you're going to gather them together. And what are you going to do? It says in the 10th verse?
10th verse. And ye shall bring the Levites before Yehudah, and the people of Israel shall put their hands upon the Levites.
By gathering the people together in the name of the Creator, you bring the Levites in, you're bringing them before the Creator. You see? Because it's like saying we're having a mikvah, it's like saying we're having a holy convocation.
Okay.
We're coming before God. Well, you're bringing the Levites before the Creator. But who's involved? The people.
That's right, the people.
The people. The people. The assembly. What are the Levites without the assembly? What is assembly without the Leviim? So you have to bring in the people of Israel, it says together. Okay, you bring them together. And what do?
Okay.
11th verse.
And Aaron shall offer the Levites before Yehovah for an offering of the people of Israel.
Where and it's funny, the Hanif Haron. Hanif is like a wave offering. You know, It's because it turned to the users, and Aaron shall offer the Levites for. He's not putting them on the altar and burning them up.
That's right.
No, Trinity don't take human sacrifice. All right. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before Yehovah for an offering of the people of Israel. It's like saying, you know, we gather the people of Israel and we give the Levites to you, Lord, but they're not being burnt up on the altar. Not like the bullock and the ram. It's like this comes from us because they were among us, but they were told to separate them from the people, and this portion of us we give it to you. Because as it was written that because what happened in Mitzrayim, all firstborn now, open the gate belong to me. So now instead I'm taking the Shabbat, the tribe of Leviim, and they're the one. Because remember what I often say is that prior to all this, the oldest males in the house function as the priests.
That's right.
In time before all of this. So now they have to step back and now the Leviim and begin the process of doing these particular things. Okay? So it's as saying, and you and Aaron shall offer the Leviim before Yehovah for an offering of the people of Israel, that they may execute what? The service of Yehovah. So let's look at that 11th verse. Aaron shall offer the Leviim before Yehovah for an offering of the people of Israel. You understand? It's coming from the people. We're giving Levites. That's just going to be service to us.
That's right.
We're going to service us, but it's like it's coming from us to you. Okay? It's offering by the people of God. And Aaron, just as he would offer up the bullock and so forth, but the people, Leviim, are offered given to God. Okay, we have various type of offerings, and that they may do what? Was to execute the service of Yehovah. 12th verse.
Okay. And the Levites shall lay their hands upon the heads of the bulls.
So the bulls, animals that was required for this, those Levites lay their hands on those bulls. Okay, so when you hear about the term of laying the hands on, you start seeing the whole process of it when it begins. Is Yismeku et yedehem al Rosh haparim. Okay, upon the heads of the bull, they shall lay their hands upon the heads of the bull, and you shall offer one
for a sin offering,
and the other
for a burnt offering.
To who?
To Yehovah.
To make
an atonement for the Levites.
So the Levites have to make atonement.
Hallelujah.
All right, bull offering. They have to put their hands on the bull. Is that saying, God, you don't take human sacrifice, but we're going to take these bulls in our place? Okay. Make an atonement for the Levites. It's a process here. And we started with the process. Well, how are we going to purify them? What we're going to do. So now it leads all the way down. We got to follow step by step. Continue.
Okay. And you shall set the Levites before Aaron and before his sons, and offer them an offering to Yehovah.
See, Hamada et Halewi Mifne Haron Mifne Banai Nafta Otan Tenufa Yehovah. You shall set the Lewi before you, for Aaron and before his son, and offer them for an offering to the Lord. But now you notice the Hebrew is talking about hey Nafta and Tenufa. That's the same record. So it's really talking about a wave offering. You know how they're waved to the Creator. You understand? But in Anglican, in English, it's just going to say offering. But it talked about the wave offering prior to that, how it's done, a few verses ahead. This is still a process. 14 says what?
Thus shall you separate the Levites from among the people of Israel.
See?
And the Levites shall be mine.
And it's not that we're all not the creators, all of Israel.
That's right.
He said the whole world is mine. But you have your segments. You got to separate. As it said before, it says to separate, take from among the children of Israel, is a Levi. Okay? That's how it said, right? Now, when it says in the earlier verses, take the Levites from among the children, in the 6th verse, it says, Kak et ha-Levi mitok b'nei Israel. Take the Levites
from among the people of Israel and cleanse them.
And cleanse them, right? But now, on this verse further down, it says that in the 14th verse,
thus you shall separate the Levites from among the people of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine.
But in the 6th verse, it talks about Kak et Halevi mito. Take the Levites from among the children of Israel. But now, here's what it used the term, Ivalta, which means what? To separate. Just like we do Havdalah.
Mm-hmm.
So what Havdalah means? To separate. Make a distinction. So you're making a distinction from the Levites from the other tribes of Israel. So now it uses the term Hivalta et Halevi mito b'nei Israel v'hayu li Halevim. You shall separate the Levites from among the people of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. Who's mine? The Creator.
Creator, that's right.
That's the difference. You separate, you make a distinction. Just like when we do Havdalah, Halila, you separate what? The 7th day from what? The 1st day, which comes in at sundown. You make a distinction. All right? Hivalta, separation. All right, between the two. So now you're separating them from the children of Israel. Continue.
King. And after that shall the Levites go in to do the service of the tent of meeting. And you shall cleanse them and offer them for an offering.
Okay? You're not offering them up on the altar. No. Give it away. Okay? But all of this is a process before they go in to do what? Service.
That's right.
It's like, some of the jobs that we possess, you have they swear you in, you fill out your paper, you go through all your different tests, physical, mental, psychological, and all this, that. They take the blood work, do your medical, then they inform you and give you words, and then give you uniform, they swear you in, and once they sworn in, it's a process.
Yes, indeed.
They just don't say, well, you're a police officer now, you're a bus driver, you're a doctor. No, you have to go through training. You got to prepare for this.
That's right.
And now there's a time that you actually start your service. You went through all these things. You've been informed. You've been schooled. You've been trained. Now you're actually going to do the work. So the process was, for they are wholly given to me from among the children of Israel instead of those who open the womb. But the 15th said, the Levites go to do the service of the tent of meeting. This whole process is done for them to begin to do the service in the tent of meeting. Okay. And you shall cleanse them and offer them for an offering. It's a process before they begin to do the actual service. Their duties, their careers. This is their career. You want to talk about careers and pensions? Well, this is their career. This is their pension. They work for the true living God.
That's right.
In addition, they work for us.
Yes.
They're going to service us, but they're on the payroll of the true living God.
That's right.
That's a forever employment. You know what I mean? That's the best payroll to be on, the most sides. Okay? They belong to him. That's what he says. 16 verses what?
And for they are wholly given to me from among the people of Israel, instead of those who open every womb, instead of the firstborn of all the people of Israel, have I taken them to me.
In other words, if this didn't have happened, your firstborn children would have been saying, you got to go serve the Creator. You're going to operate as the servants of God directly, like the Kohanim. They would get, sort of like, remember when Hannah was praying for a child and Eli thought that she was intoxicated. She said, no, I'm praying for a child. She had no children. Okay. I believe the other sister was Penina. She had children, but one had one wife. He had two wives. Okay, Elkanah had two wives, but one of them didn't have children. She was praying for children, and she said that if God grant her a son, she's gonna give him to God. Okay, and she did. And who was that son? Shemuel. Rabbi Shemuel. Great Rabbi Shemuel. And because she did that, Yah blessed her with other sons. But he was given to the Creator. He serviced, helped the priests and so forth. And he became great. You know, you read about the story of Samuel. So it's like that. You know, you give me a son, my first son, I'm going to give him to God. Mm-hmm. That's like prior to the Levites. The oldest children were the ones who took care of those type of things, responsible. Okay? It's like the older children in the households handled a lot of things. They were like the parents. Right. When even I would go out, the older children operate like Adam and Eve. They took care of the family. Uh-huh. And some of your older sisters and brothers to this day were like your mothers and your fathers. They watched you, kept you, they fed you, they dressed you, they fought for you. Well, look at the same process. So Yehudah says, instead of all the firstborn of all the people of Israel, I have taken them to me. That's the difference. So it's like it's a sacrifice. Okay? It's a ransom. I either take your firstborn, or I'll take the Levite to the whole tribe. So you keep your firstborn, you just try to redeem them, and then the whole tribe of Levi, I'll take. They'll be mine. 17.
Okay. For all the firstborn of the people of Israel are mine.
Yes!
Both man and beast. On the day that I struck every firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, I sanctified them for myself.
You understand, my brothers and sisters? There's a balance in this earth. Now, this is going to get a little deep, and y'all know if you can handle this.
Uh-oh.
Handle the truth. Just say, can you handle the truth? That there are people who must leave this earth for others to come.
That's right.
And the elder said this to me years ago. When I was losing some loved ones, an elder, one of my side, and one elder says, you know, sometimes your grandparents and great parents have to leave, so other children to come. It's a balance.
Okay.
It's a balance. So what the Creator says, when I took the firstborn of all the Egyptians' life, of man and beast, I will require your firstborn, Israel, of your men and your beasts. But I will allow you, and because I took instead the firstborn, I took the Levites instead of your firstborn. However, you must still redeem your firstborn males and also your firstborn cattle. You see, because the Creator took the firstborn cattle of the Egyptians too. And he took the firstborn males. You see, so you think you can see, in other words, people who much is given, much is demanded.
That's right.
You think you're going to get something without giving up something? No, you got to give. So that's what the Creator says. So that's what he says. For all the firstborn of the people of Israel are mine, both man and beast. On the day that I struck every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified them for myself. There's a price we have to pay. You understand? There's a balance in this earth. It's an ecosystem that goes down. It's a universal order.
Right.
It's a spiritual order.
That's right.
There's a balance that has to happen.
Yes.
It's like in the book of Daniel when he told the king, you've been found wanting, you've been weighed and found. It's a balance. Mm-hmm. It's like the Creator's telling us that Abraham, that he's going to give them in the land of Canaan, but the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet filled. In other words, they got a certain amount of iniquity for them to do before God give the land over to Abraham's seed. Mm-hmm. There's a balance that has to happen. No, physically. There's a balance. But the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet filled. Mm-hmm. They have a certain amount. But so it's going to happen with this country as well. Mm-hmm. All the major powers it has happened to. Before America was a major power, you had other major powers. You had Babylon. Mm. You had Persia. You had other major powers. And when their iniquity is filled, their balance is done, guess what? The power is taken. You had Mitzrayim, right. Egypt, Greece, Rome. But the power leaves. Now you have America. When the American powers, what we have to know. You see? And then you have the kingdom of the Most High that will be set up again. What plan? You see, it has a balance.
Right.
Just that the Niptamites have their balance, so do this country. That's all the major powers the same way. And just like the Creator took those Egyptians firstborn in those cattle, he says now Israel is a balance. And the day that I took them, you have to give up your firstborn. But here's the thing, I give you an option to redeem those firstborn.
That's right.
The cattle, you can't redeem. They go to the Creator. And the things that are not tahor for slaughter, you have to redeem it, like the ash and so forth. You redeem those. Pay cash for them and get those back. But there's a balance that I want to say. That's why I spent a little time on this. Understand. For those to leave the world, for some to come in, some have to leave. Everybody can't be here all at one time.
No.
Because even as people will say, now you notice when you give the genealogies in Bereshit, and it talks about Methuselah 969 and Noah lived his age, you figure based upon the years that they give, a lot of them had to know each other.
Okay.
All these people with years living on this earth together. And somebody said, well, I've got more time than you. I got 800 years. I got 900. Imagine that. So imagine everybody knows. Some of you got to go. I got to make room for the next week. Okay, but it's a balance. But some of us, sometimes we all get here at the same time. We say, well, you can't tell me what to do. I got here at the same time. We have a thing called seniority on a lot of the jobs that we work, and based on basically the time you have when you came in. You may came in a day before me, but guess what? That day before you gives me more seniority than me. 2 hours before may give you more seniority. Well, there's seniority. That's how it is. And the earth was then at the time was new. Now the earth is older. That the earth was new at that time. So these people to this balance. This is very deep thing. And I was telling you, in the day that he took the Egyptian firstborn, he said, somebody has to pay, some has to pay, go down there. Because those are souls. In scripture, it says all souls belong to the Creator. All souls belong to him.
That's right.
All ethnic groups belong to him. But Israel, you know what? You're my children. You're my firstborn. But everything belongs to the Creator.
That's right.
So even though they're Egyptians, they're souls. They're people. When the Creator gave us land, he gave us our inheritance, he says, listen, he's given inheritance to others as well. He told you about the Esau that you can't touch Esau land. I've given them this land. He allowed them to conquer these other people.
That's right.
You can't touch the land of the children of Lot, Moab and Ammon, because I've given that to them just like I'm giving you. You see, God has got the whole world, Israel.
That's right.
You got to follow protocol. So no, you can't touch their land. I will not give you nothing. That's their land. I've given them that. You see, so the Creator looks at others as well. We just have to fall in line. Okay? 18.
And I have taken the Levites instead of all the firstborn of the people of Israel.
Can you understand that? Can you understand that? I've taken the Levites instead of the firstborn, because if not the Levites, then guess what? You got to give up your firstborn to act as the ones who would do the things that the Levites would do. You see, that's the difference. People, we have to pay a price. We don't understand that in many ways. It's not all economics. You're responsible. We're responsible. Okay? So this is what has to happen. There's a balance. There's a plumb line in this earth. Whether you know it or not. And it's not just Israel on this plumb line. We're at the top. Why would God worry about Sodom? Why would God send Malakim to destroy Sodom? Because their wickedness had reached up to the Shemayim. So they're on the balance. They're on that scale too. You know what? I got to send destroy that. Why would God tell you only to go to Nineveh? They're not Israelites. but their souls. Warn them from their ways. Let them know. Jonah got upset, went the other direction. But eventually he got back online. But they weren't Israelites, but all souls belong to the Creator.
Also.
So guess what? They're on that plumb line. Everyone in this universe is responsible for some sort of order of the Creator, whether they like it or not. You may not be on the plumb line like Israel, because at Israel, we're responsible for a whole lot more. We're at the top. So to whom much is given, much is demanded. You at the top, guess what? You're going to pay more. It costs to be at the top. Cost of sin, cost to be the boss. Want to pay, play, got to pay. You know the saying?
Yes, indeed.
It's true. So the Ninevites were doing evil. God said, send the prophet to them. Some of the prophets prophesied just to Israel, some prophesied to the nations. Listen, you're doing wrong. God is going to destroy you. Sodom, you're doing this. This is God to destroy you. All people, they're on that scale. And they have to do a certain amount of righteousness no matter what.
That's right.
And that's why it's written that all nations will let down of their remnant will what? Come keep what? Sukkot. You see? And if you don't keep Sukkot, God said, I'm not going to send the rain. And if you're in a place where it don't rain, I'll dry that water up. Everyone is responsible. Don't think the people think they're getting away with. We're not Israel. We're not the Hebrews. That's just still responsible. That's how it works. Everything belongs to the Creator. So again, you're not up here, but down here you're still responsible for something. Right? That's the difference. Okay, 19.
And I have given the Levites as a gift to Aharon and to his sons from among the people of Israel to do the service of the people of Israel in the tent of meeting, to make an atonement for the people of Israel, that there should be no plague among the children of Israel when the people of Israel come near to the sanctuary.
Now let's look at the 19th verse. Let's look at this. Now I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from among the people of Israel. Ethna et Elohim, Netunim leharon ulevanai, mitocha bnei Israel. All right? For to do service of the people of Israel in the tent of meeting. Listen, I'm giving the Levine as a gift to Aaron. Why? And to his son, from whom among the people of Israel. I'm giving them from the children of Israel. And first it says it's giving to God. But understand the whole matter when we're talking about it. I've given the Levine as a gift to Aaron and to his son from among the people of Israel to do service of the people of Israel in the tent of meeting. All right, slash, it's more. Let me stop right there. Okay. Because Aharon and his sons need help. You're talking about, we did some of the numbering in the book, and we're talking about 500,000 or 600,000 people that was able to go for it. But we're not talking about those who were 19. I'm talking about males, not including females and those who weren't able to go for the war. We're talking about millions of people. We're talking about people bringing offerings. You need help. They can't do this by these. Who's going to do all these, offer up all these offerings? Who's going to do all the various things? Not just Aaron. You need help. Who's going to break down that furniture after Aaron them covering it, carrying it? That will take your life. We're overworked. They need help. So there's things that they can do to make Aaron's job easier. Some of the slaughtering, the Levites can do the slaughtering. The Levites can do the teaching. The Levites not supposed to deal with the altar as far as offering up. The priests deal with that. But of course, we have read in history that has been done.
Yes.
Because the priests were not prepared. You understand? But in other words, like Moshe said that he needed help, we all need help. We need help in the Knesset.
That's right.
I can't do this by myself. Nasi can't do it by himself. So we need help. We need assistance. We need help. We need financial help. You need help, brothers and sisters.
That's right.
We're people. We're family. So as you understand, the evening creator know that from the beginning. We don't work alone. We're part of a bigger kibbutza, a bigger team.
Yes.
We're a kibbutza. We're a team.
Yes.
We're a team. And we're the team of the Creator.
That's right. Number one team.
And this protocol, you have to be organized.
Mm.
God took the universe and took it out of what we say a chaotic state.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't chaotic, actually. It was what he wanted. He lived in it. But he had to make it in order for us. Because he moved through those waters like that. He moved through the darkness. God don't need light. We need light.
Yes.
So I'm setting up this platform for the people that I'm making. This was set up for you. I don't need oxygen. You do.
No,
We
no.
do. We need something tangible to walk on. Earth. We don't need it. You see? That's how this works. So I've given these Levites as a gift to Aaron, to his son, from among the people of Israel, to do service of the people, to help the people. It's about service to the people. Just like the politicians supposed to be servicing the community.
Talk about it.
But is that happening?
Mm-mm.
That's what servicing the communities that they over, that they represent. And to make an atonement for the people of Israel. They're going to help make the people make atonement. They're going to help them complete their offerings. They're going to assist the priests.
Mm-hmm.
You ever notice in some schools you have the principal and you got what? The assistant principal. You know what that word assistant means?
Mm.
He assists the principal. That's what assistant principal does. You have the executives, TCO, you got you got the assistant CEO, you always got the one who's going to assist. You got the head minister, you got the assistant minister. You have the teacher, sometimes you have the teacher's aide that's in the classroom to assist the teacher. Because everyone needs help.
Yes.
You understand? Everyone needs help, brothers and sisters.
Sure do.
Aaron, the priest, need help. And the Levites going to help them help us.
Mm-hmm.
God is helping us. Now, and also the second part is that there should be no plague among the children of Israel when the people of Israel come near to the sanctuary. You understand? So now you're going to help save our lives because guess what? We're going to think that we can go burn offerings to God and get killed. Because no common man is supposed to come nigh that. There's a protocol. So that's what it says here, that when the people of Israel come near to the sanctuary, no plague among the children of Israel come. Because we can get plagued. We can die.
That's right.
We can be like the 250 princes or so that brought out the offering. They don't know. They was being set up. They weren't supposed to deal with that. That's for Aaron and the priest. You see, some things is not on your line. God has a protocol.
Right.
So that you don't mess around and get yourself killed. When Uzzah put forth his hand to save the ark that fell from off the cart, he meant he had good intentions.
Yes.
But there's a law. There's a law of God that no common man come nigh that. That's not your portion. You say, Prince, was he supposed to let it fall? Hey, let it fall. It was supposed to be carried anyway. That's why it has names. So that's what I'm saying, that it's an ignorance of the law. That's no excuse. You better know this.
Yes.
So that these people have to be in place so that we don't try to do, because that's not our portion. Unless God exempt for you to do it, it has to go along to how he prescribed.
That's right.
You understand? Or else you could have a plague among you when you come near the sanctuary. You're not supposed to come. It even tells you when Aaron comes in near into this holy hole, he can't come all the time. And the way that when he does come, he has to come in a particular way.
That's right.
Or else he might die. You understand? This is serious. He could even die. I'm sure.
20th verse. And Moshe and Aharon and all the congregation of the people of Israel did to the Levites according to all that Yehovah commanded Moshe.
According to who?
All that Yehovah commanded Moshe.
It's about the creating. All of what we do, brothers and sisters, it's about the Most High. What he wants, how he wants it done. That should be our focus.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily what we want done.
That's right.
How do I want? How do our life? Do we live the life that please the Creator?
Mm.
And if the universe thought like that, not just Israel, the other nations, guess what? The world will be a better place. Because you're making the Creator happy. It's like, children. You have children, and if your children know what makes you happy, and they do that, you will live a lot longer, less stress, because they're stressing you out because they're not behaving right. So now you get gray hairs and you die because you're all stressed out because they always have issues that they don't have to have. Or if they know that when even I will come home, the house is clean, the dishes are washed, the garbage is taken out, we're not in trouble, we're not getting. Guess what? You make your parents very happy.
Oh yes.
A good son maketh the glad father. We read about the Mishnah, about the Proverbs, about this all the time. A foolish son is a heaviness to his mother and to his father.
That's right.
But a wise son maketh the glad father. Yeah, it's the same way. So children look to be wise. Look to do the things that make your parents happy. Well, guess what? We're children. We're children of the Most High God.
That's right.
And we have to do the things that please Him. Okay? He said we cause stress. It's to Him. He can get upset with us. That God have emotions. They make me angry. I'm a jealous God. You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's deep. Continue, brother.
Okay, once again, reading from the 20th verse of Sefer Bamidbar, chapter 8. And Moshe and Aharon, all the congregation of the people of Israel, did to the Levites, according to all that Yehovah commanded Moshe concerning the Levites, so did the people of Israel to them.
You see? And guess what? This is one time where we even follow. The people even did what they were supposed to do. Wow. That's it. Okay. Continue.
And the Levites were purified.
Yes, they were.
And they washed their clothes.
They washed their clothes.
And Aharon offered them as an offering before Yehovah. And Aharon made an atonement for them to cleanse them.
See? And the word that he used to purify them is the same word. It's ironic, even it said, "Why eat that word is taken from sin, but yet it means to purify them here. You see, all the ironies of the scriptures, and they were cleansed. He made an atonement for them. Cleanse them. 22nd verse.
Okay, and after that went the Levites in to do their service in the tent of meeting before Aharon and before his sons, as Yehovah had commanded Moshe concerning the Levites, so did they to them.
Cain asu lahem. They did it. They did it. And that's what we need to do. Do it. Get it done. Talk to me, brother.
Okay, 23rd. That's Slicka 4. And this is what concerns the Levites. From 25 years old and upward, they shall go in to wait upon the service of the tent of meeting.
All right. So Yehovah said, and Yehovah spoke to Moshe saying, this is what concerns the Levites. From 25 years, Shana, Wamal, Yabo. These both about the Avodah. From 25 years old and upward shall they go and wait upon the service of the tent of meeting. So they start doing the actual service at 25. Doesn't mean they don't train prior to that, but they come into service from 25 years old. You should have some sort of maturity at 25.
Okay. Yeah.
You're still about the world, you say young. But now, at 25, you begin your service. Now, the term they use to the service is Lisbo, Zabah, Abdo, is service, but it's also, it's like, and the same words are used when it comes to the military process. An army, but they're the army of God. But they're not fighting physical, they're fighting spiritual. So they're in the service of spiritual fighting for God. They're in the spiritual military. But you know the level where you can fight, though, physically. You know they're tough. You read incidents of it. But their job is to deal with more of the spiritualism of the Creator. Okay, in their realm, to do the service. Namale Yabo, Lisbo, Zava. Same word that we use for military. There's a military creator doing that work. It's like when you say you're minister. Minister of what? Minister of finance or prime minister, what? But it still means all to serve. That's the difference. From the age of what? 50?
And for the age of 50 years, they shall cease waiting upon its service, and shall serve no more.
You know what I'm saying? From 25 to what?
50.
So this is where some of the retirement age come from in the system that they have. Because when you get 50 and when you come machine, you know, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the majority of us are here right now, we're over Kamishin.
Uh-oh.
But things start to happen at Kamishin, even before then. You start to lose your memory.
Mm-hmm.
Some start losing their hair. Among the Nasi, they say, well, they're menopause. But what our stuff, men go through menopause too.
Uh-oh.
You want to call the midlife crisis? Sweat, your hair lose you. What's going on here? You know you get close. So you got to change your lifestyle. I mean, you want to get in the gym. What's wrong with that? I don't know. Sweating. Why you got that? You go through things too, but we don't know. We think it's only for the Nasheen. No. Something happens at Kamishin at 50. You know, you came through a half of your bell, a half of Jubilee. Now you get over 50, okay, now let me get it together. So I understand. So the Creator's letting them know, but from 25 years to 50, and from the age of 50 years, they shall cease waiting upon its service and shall serve no more. That should tell us something.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is coming from God. Unless you're smarter than God.
Uh-oh.
So let's say you might just supervise, but you ain't doing no service. Because you start to slip. So imagine that the people who actually do the service, you know, the ministry service, that means you got to be training young people to come in and do it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be training young people to take over. Because when you're half a century years old, you be like, that's deep.
Mm.
Process. But from 25 to 50, they shall cease upon its service and shall serve no more. Lo ya'abod on. I don't want to sit down. You got to sit down. I don't want to know. I want to sit down. Well, you got to go. You got to retire. You know, like on the jobs. You got people who don't want to leave.
Uh-oh.
They can get 2 pensions. They don't want to leave. They say, well, you need to go. You can't. I don't want to go. You know, if I go, I'm going to die. Some people feel they're going to die. But you got to leave. You got to so it says retire, tire, and retire. It is time to end your service, at least in this capacity. Because at some point, you start to make all sorts of mistakes, especially you in certain safety positions. Let's say you're not 20 no more. You're not, you know, the reflexes are not the same. Uh-oh. You might think so, but it's time to step out of that. Well, I thought I was pressing the brakes, but I was pressing accelerator, and I ran it. It's time. Okay. You offer them, or you help them, you make a mistake to take the course somebody to get them. Well, it's time to sit. Or sit on the side or supervise. But in this capacity, you have to. Okay? So that should tell us something. There's always time limits for everything. And we should take that wisely in all things. You know, that you may have to change the level and do another level. Okay? Because from the wisdom of the Creator.
Okay.
Next.
But shall minister with their brothers in the tent of meeting to keep the charge, and shall do no service. Thus shall you do the Levites concerning their charge.
So you become like a supervisor.
Mm.
That's what it says in the 26th verse. But shall minister with Shaare Shamayim, but shall minister with their brothers, in the tent of meeting, to keep charge, lishmor, means matter, to keep charge and do the service for avodah, and shall do no service. Avodah lo ya'abod, to the level thus shall you do to the Levites concerning their charge. Okay? You shall minister with your brothers in the tent of meeting to keep charge. You see, it's like an overseeing. But you ain't lifting nothing like this,
No.
You see, that's the difference. Because you did your time.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? You can oversee certain things. That's why it says you to keep the charge, but you shall minister with your brothers in the tent of meeting to keep the charge, and shall do no service. So you can't do that. You can instruct, give your opinion. That's the difference. But you can't have the hands on anymore. And the Creator said that for reasons. Because sometimes we make mistakes. As age increases. You gotta understand that. Just like I always joke and say, what? I watch people 70, some people are better equipped than others in age, like driving. You find people in their 80s. My grandma was driving 190. It was like, no, Miss Annie, you can't drive. I'm just going to town. No. Some may have the capability.
That's right.
There are a lot of our parents and grandparents who have. But the question is, sometimes when you hear these actions happening to other people, your senses are sometimes not alert, and you find the pop while you still driving. You saw the movies with the elderly person, at some point you guys say, no, grandson, take me here. Granddaughter, take me here. Son, take me here. Take me there. You know what I'm saying? And I heard in some places they revoke your license at a certain age. In some states, I don't know how true it is. But yeah, certain things you gotta just stop. Change the level of what you do and how you do it. Okay, now, and from the age of 50 years they shall cease waiting upon the service and shall serve no more. 26.
26. But shall minister with their brothers in the tent of meeting to keep the charge, and shall do no service. Thus shall you do to the Levites concerning their charge.
All right, this is how it's done. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
9th chapter, book of Numbers.
Bamidbar, chapter 9. And Yehudah spoke to Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they came out of the land of Mitzrayim, saying,
okay, now look at this. Moshe Bamidbar, Sinai, Hashanit. They spoke to Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai. They're in the wilderness. Now they're in the first month, so they keep it there. What's the first month? Habib. They're in the second year. So it's 2 years since they came out of Mitzrayim. In the first month. Okay? That means if they're in the first month, guess what's coming? Pesach is about to approach. In the second year. So now they have 2 Pesachs. Now we're going to the second year. Now, 2 years. First you have 1, now they're going to the second one. Second verse says what?
And let the people of Israel also keep the Pesach at its appointed season.
Go ahead.
In the 14th day of this month at evening, you shall keep it in its appointed season, according to its rites, according to all its ceremonies. Shall you keep it?
Its rituals, whatever pertains to that we're supposed to do, you do it now. Come around to that again. That's what it's saying. Third verse says what? Fourth verse.
And Moshe spoke to the people of Israel that they should keep the Pesach.
Okay.
And they kept the Pesach on the 14th day of the first month at evening in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that Yehudah commanded Moshe. So did the people of Israel.
So Yahshua the Pesach Harishon Maraba Asar Yom Lakudesh Ben Arbaim Bamidbar Sinai Kol Hashem Ziva Yehovah et Moshe Ben Asur Ben Israel. It says, and they kept the Passover, right? On the 14th day, the first month of Eve, in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all the Lord commanded Moshe. So did the people of Israel, right? That's what it says, right?
Okay.
6th verse.
Okay. And there were certain men who defiled by the dead body of a man. So they could not keep the Pesach on that day. And they came before Moshe and before Aharon on that day.
On that day. Now, I want you to think about this. Because we're in the 5th verse that they kept the Pesach. All right? But in the 6th verse, it said there were certain men, Yehi Anashim, Ashir Hayu, teme'im. There were certain men who were defiled, lenefesh adam, by the dead body of a person. Okay? Who were defiled by the dead body of a man, so that they could not keep the Pesach on that day. All right? That's what it says. So they couldn't keep the Pesach on that day. Because they were what? They were defiled by the dead body of men. Funeral, whatever they could, they were defiled by the dead. All right. Now, it doesn't say how many men it were. Zanashim, plural. Could have been two, could have been more. However, they came before Moshe. Okay. Moshe. Okay. And before Haran on that day. Lifnei Haran bayom hahu. On that day. Okay. Stay quiet. Now, listen, you know the rules somewhat, but you know, it may not seem right. Yeah, really can't keep the pace up. Which means to me, these brothers were on the right path. Right. They could say, well, hey, we can't keep it, so I have maybe the spirit wasn't, but the spirit was there to keep the Passover. Mm-hmm. So basically what they're asking for, they're looking for is exemption or something, some kind of change, some kind of amendment to me to do that, because you already know I'm unclean. And you know cleanliness and unclean don't go together. That's right. But they came before Moshe to show you how this plays out.
And there were certain men. Stick out.
Okay.
And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, so that they could not keep the Pesach on that day. And they came before Moshe and before Aharon on that day. And those men said to him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man. Why are we kept back? So that we may not offer an offering to Yehudah in his appointed season among the people of Israel.
With our brothers and sisters among the children of Israel. Why are we kept back? Okay? So the question was, they said, we are unclean by the dead body of a man. Lama, why? Nigra libilkli hakarig et karban Yehovah ba bemo ado betocha bnei Israel. And said, why are we kept back so that we may not offer an offering to Yehovah, a karban to Yehovah in his appointed season by mo ado, his or its appointed season? We're kept back. Mm-hmm. This is known. This has never been brought in history that we read about. Okay, so we go and we see what this and you notice there's a question mark. Yeah. So it's a question that they asked Moshe. Yeah. And I love the fact that no matter how great Moshe was, he would hear your cause. He would hear your cause.
That's right.
That's how beautiful a person he was. He wasn't too powerful. He wasn't a great generals who don't listen. Oh, you got to speak to them. I'm busy today. No, he listened. That's what made it so great. 8 verse 10.
And Moshe said to them, wait, and I will hear what Yehovah will command concerning you.
He didn't just say, well, listen, that's just the way it is, brothers. Mm. He said, you know what? Im do. All right? With Be'ivrit, it says, stand here. Just wait or stay here. Eshma'a, I will hear. Eshma'a. Ma yitzawa, ma yetzawe, Yehovah. Wait here, stand here. I'm going to go ask God. And I'll see what God tells me. I will hear what Yehovah will command concerning you. Yetzawe, Yehovah. Lachem, concerning you. You see? It's like you putting a petition to the court. And the court is addressing you. The court is going to address you on the court behalf to you because you have a claim. You have a petition. Okay? That's the kind of person Moshe was. Okay? And because of that, guess what? We have a new amendment. So the Constitution is not all written in stone. There will be amendments being made. Our Constitution, our Torah. So there are amendments that were made, and there will possibly be some to be made as time go on. But who will make them? The Most High God. Now, who will present them is one thing, But the Creator says, okay, you know what? The daughters of Zelophehad have a point.
That's
You
right.
understand?
That's right.
But Moshe still brought that because it shows you the kind of leader he was. In this matter, in the daughters of Zelophehad, he brought to the Creator. He didn't just say, well, you know the law. So evidently there's some passion. So guess what? It went to the Court of Appeals.
Mm.
That's where they get it from, people. From Scripture.
That's right.
That's the Creator. Says, you know what? Okay. And the Supreme Court, who's Yah himself, says, all right, this is how it's going to go. That's it. So he came and Moshe said to them, wait, and I will hear what Yehovah will command concerning you. 9th verse.
Came. And Yehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to the people of Israel.
Not
saying,
just these brothers.
No.
Your cause is going to benefit me.
That's right.
You're going to bring petition for you, but it's going to affect all of us. You see, that's how it works. Because we still what? A mishpachah. We're still a family.
As well.
Am I my brother's keeper? Yes.
Hey.
What affects you affect me. Because you in this situation today, I might be in a situation tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Right? That's how it goes. So he says what?
Speak to the children of Israel, saying, if any man of you or of your posterity,
You or your future children, your posterity. Go ahead.
shall be unclean because of a dead body,
Ah.
or is in a journey far away, he shall keep the Pesach to Yehovah.
Now, stop. So here's a rule that came down from the Supreme Court.
So still keep the Pesach.
What it says. I better been Israel than more than each ki ye tameh. Than the fresh board. If you're unclean by the dead body, or bederet rekokka. Like him. You're on a far journey. All right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get a little deep on this now. Don't y'all start beating me up throwing stones.
Mm.
But I'm based on Torah. See, Torah is a two-edged sword. Cut me, cut you, but this is what's in Torah. If you're unclean by the dead body of a person, or you're on a distance somewhere where you can't keep it, but for some people say, well, why don't I keep? Why can't I keep it where I'm at? I'm giving you Torah because you couldn't keep it when you were there.
That's right.
You had to be in a central location in order to do it. Show you this. Because what would be the point? Okay, even if you say you're unclean by the dead, all right, you know what? So you can't come in our sanctuary to create a Mikra Kodesh and then defile everyone else. All right, fine. But if you say, well, I'm on a far journey, I'm not unclean, but I'm so far away from getting back to where it's done, then because you could not keep it anywhere. Now, I know what we do today because we're out of our land. We use the term captivity. But the court said, Supreme Court says, and we're talking about the Creator, that
He shall still keep the Passover to Yehovah.
on those two conditions. Go ahead.
The 14th day of the second month at evening they shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it to the morning, nor break any bone of it. According to all the ordinances of the Pesach, they shall keep it.
So there is a second Pesach for those who are unclean by the dead or who on a far journey. But again, the question She'elah was asked many times, why can't we keep where we are? As most people do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you really can't. And on this particular festival, in Rabbinic Judaism, many people keep the Pesach in their Beitim, in their house. By Torah, you can't. I said by Torah.
That's right.
I'll say that again. You have to be in a particular location, because if that's the case, then you need to remove this. This wouldn't matter if you're on a far journey. Because if I'm in Texas, I just do what I do in Texas. If the central location is New York and I'm in Texas, then it's different. But if I can do it, I do it where I'm at. I do it in my house.
Mm-hmm.
No. There's certain things you have to come into And that's why when it came time for Pesach in Hezekiah's time, and they were in disarray, they was in occupation, they was messed up, torn, everything was torn apart, but he tried to bring them together, and he sent letters to different ones and said, come keep the Pesach in Jerusalem, which was supposed to be kept at the time. Many refused, but many did come. It wasn't as it was written. How many times we did something as it was written? Sometimes we do the best we can, but based on what's here, okay, it says you're going to keep the second month at evening. So the next month after Pesach, after Abib, okay, the next month we had Pesach in word we had it in what they term Nisan. So in Iyar would have been the second month, based on the calendar that we had in front of us, on the 14th day. So now here's how it would happen. Basically, you would keep the Passover on the 14th day of the second month, the sundown, just the Pesach portion. Okay, let me explain this to you. Now you have the right to disagree with this, but here's what happens. It talks about the Pesach itself. So in other words, you wouldn't go 7 days. Because what happens, as we know, Pesach leaves that morning and unleavened bread dominates. They're both coming at the same time. They're one and the same to some degree. But at some point, Pesach ends and Kach Matzah keeps going. So you don't have to do the Kach Matzah for 7 days. You can still do that either way. So let's say I'm unclean for Pesach. I can't make that particular, technically dealing with the offering as it's going to go into. But however, I still cannot eat bread for 7 days. I still say, you know what? I'm eating matzah, which is unleavened bread, for 7 days. Yeah. I couldn't keep the Pesach portion of it as far as bringing the offering, eating the offering, but I can keep the matzah part, which is I'm not eating bread for 7 days. Mm-hmm. So the portion that you're going to do in all the rice of it is the portion of the Pesach portion. You eat your Pesach, your lamb, you eat your bitter herbs, okay, and your unleavened bread. Because you already kept the 7 days. The Pesach portion that is talking about, not the whole 7 day thing, or you deal with the rites of the Pesach, okay? Mm-hmm. And the prerequisites that it gives is those who are on a journey, okay? Those who are clean by the dead. That's right. And if you can keep the Pesach anywhere, then what's the point of being on a journey? Well, you can do it with it because you're on a journey. You're not even unclean, you're just far away. So no, you have to be in a central location at that time to do it. Okay? Continue. 13.
But the man who is clean and is not in a journey.
You understand? Ha'ish asher hu tahor, he's pure, he's clean.
And is not in a journey.
Uh-huh.
And refrains from keeping the Pesach, that same soul shall be cut off from among his people.
Go ahead.
Because he brought not the offering of Yehudah in his appointed season. That man shall bear his sin.
Now I want to break this down to you here. Okay? It says, but the man who is clean, ha'ish asher hu tahor, and is not on the journey, lo hayah. Is not on the journey, ubaderek lo, okay, and refrains from keeping the Pesach, with chadal, to refrain, to stop, lasot ha-Pesach, okay, that same soul shall be cut off. And nikrata ha-nefesh, ahu, me amet, from his people, okay, from his people, he will be cut off. That's the creator doing that. Cut you off from your people. I just don't get along. I just don't fit in, whatever the case. Because why? I want you to look at this half. Okay? Because why? The key. Because why?
Because he brought not the offering of Yehudah in his appointed season.
Because Karban Yehudah lo hikri namado lemoado. Oh, Isa. Because he brought not the offering of Yehudah in his point. Because Pesach is really about the offering of Yehudah. That's why they said we're kept back from offering in some books with the offering of God. You understand? because you didn't bring this up to the graveyard. This is what you're supposed to do. You couldn't. But here you kept back from it. But if you you were not on the journey, you were not unclean by the day, you just didn't want to do it, God says, I'm going to deal with you. No, we don't grab you and beat you and do this. No. Try to deal with you.
That's right.
That's between you and the Most High.
That's
you
right.
See? But the man and you do what? You will what? As Torah says, Yisa ha'isha, you will carry or bear your sins. You know what the wage of sin is? All right, you're going to carry that sin. All right, that's on you. That's the difference. Give me the 14.
And if a stranger shall sojourn among you,
Uh-huh.
and will keep the Pesach to Yehudah, according to the ordinance of the Pesach, and according to its prescribed ordinance, so shall he do. You shall have one ordinance for the stranger and for him who was born in the land.
Okay, let's talk about 14. And if a stranger should sojourn among you, ki yagur et kim ger. The ger we talking about. You hear the term ger is zadik. Well, the ger is the stranger. Come from the word God. In the word God, like who to live, to sojourn. Well, this person is actually the one who lives like you. He lives among you. He's not a guy who's visiting, who don't keep this way of life. It's the one who live among you, but he's not born. He's not biologically an Israelite. But he keeps Shabbat. He want to keep Pesach, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The one that, the other stranger is what we call a Nokri. A Nokri and Nokri. This is that stranger is just in for the moment, taking care of business or when he's visiting. That guy, he can't keep this. But the one who's among you, who's going to do Torah, and he's there, he's just not biologically an Israelite, he can keep this Pesach. Okay, I want you to understand the difference. All right, that's why I said, "Ki yagudet temger atzah Pesach ma'Yehovah." It says, "Kukat ha Pesach ke mish bato ken yase kukat akatiye lakem lager u le Ezra. All right, so if a stranger sojourn among you, and he will keep the Pesach to Yehovah, he's going to keep the Pesach to Yehovah. According to what the ordinances, that's what we term here, you find the word mishpato. It's ordinances of the Pesach. And according, to Yehovah, he's going to keep what pertains to Pesach. Okay, you got so it is a kukat. Okay. Stranger sojourn among you should keep Pesach to the Lord according to the ordinance of the Pesach. Okay, and according to the prescribed ordinance. Okay, the kukat, the mishpato is the ordinance. How it goes, the prerequisite. He has to keep that according to it. We don't make adjustments for him. However, what Yehovah says, you shall have one ordinance for the stranger and for him who is that what we term an Ezra, one who is born in the land. There's one ordinance. It's like we say one Torah. If my Yehudi brother, my Caucasian brother really deal with Torah, then he has to treat me the same.
That's right.
If he believes that he's who he say he is, then if I say I'm Israel and I'm keeping Torah, you got to treat me well.
That's right.
One law for the stranger and you say for the homeless, right? That's not what happens. You see? That's not what happens. Y'all telling us that we have to treat them as our brother because now they're keeping Torah. Like my brother, okay, I'm dealing with you like based on Torah. Well, the same with the Pesach. One law. It's not a justice for you. You got to follow the orders. If you're going to do this, first of all, you have to be amongst us. That's why you're the Ger. You're the Ger. It's not the one who keeps the Torah with us. You're not the one that lucky that just come in and leave or just doing business. No. But you're here. This is the order. This is how we do it. This is what you have to do. Simple as that. We can't discriminate on you because you're Ger. You understand? That's a different. No, you can't do that. Because now you're like one of us. You're keeping the Torah. You're serving our God. You understand? He's become your God.
Yes.
See, that's the difference. And it's not done like that. That's how it should be done. The thumb is not done like that. You always feel different when you go to them. No. They don't accept you or you, but come in.
15th verse. And on the day that the tabernacle was erected, the cloud covered the tabernacle and the tent of the testimony. And at the evening there was upon the tabernacle like the appearance of fire until the morning.
Okay, so once they erected the tabernacle, what happened was there was a cloud that covered the tabernacle. So when they erected the Mishkan, the Anan covered, the cloud is the Anan, covered the Mishkan. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the tabernacle. All right. And from the word Shekin, the Mishkan. All right. The Ohel, the tent. Amen. And in the evening, by then, al ha-Mishkan kemar eh. The appearance was as fire. All right. And the appearance of fire until the morning. So what it was at night over the tabernacle, over that tent, it was like a cloud of fire. Mm. So because that gave light. Mm-hmm. Like, here we have cold light. Like there's no light. So that gave light. So at night, once they erected, that's deep. And that's the creator.
Yes.
Said so on the day of the tabernacle was erected, the cloud covered the tabernacle, the tent of testimony, and at the evening there was upon the tabernacle like the appearance of fire. Until the morning. When the morning came, I will care. In the morning, there was no fire. What it was now, and you're going to see. So it was always, the cloud covered it by day.
And the appearance of fire by night.
All right, by day, the cloud covered it, so it was always a cloud over it. And the appearance of fire by night. And it's going to explain to you one of the reasons why. Okay. Of course, spiritually, representative the Creator is present among us. He's here. But it also has something else. Continue.
17. And when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after that, the people of Israel journeyed. And in the place where the cloud abode, there the people of Israel pitched their tents.
So they pitched their Yachanu B'nai Israel, they pitched their tents. But they can't encamp that. In other words, it was a GPS as well. Okay? It was direction. When that cloud moved in the day, then that means that we had to start packing up because we was immobile. We was in tents. Mm. And the Mishkan, the tabernacle, was mobile. It wasn't like the Beit HaMikdash stand and built in place where it can't move. In these days, we had it was mobility. So when that cloud started moving, you start packing up and following the cloud. Mm-hmm. God led us with the cloud. And if the fire at night moved, that means you're moving at night. If it moved. Because that fire at night was our light.
Right.
If we had to move at night. So the Most High God was leading us. So if we was down, if we stayed for 3 months or 6 months here, cloud stayed over the day. The fire, appearance of fire at night. Our direction, our protection. One, like I said, it was also symbolizing the Creator is amongst us. He dwells among us. Two, He's our guide. And you just see the cloud now. That's your direction. The Creator is your direction. The Torah is your direction. It's the tree of life. So now He's there. And now He's saying, all right, the cloud moves. Time for you to pack up. We're moving. Wherever that cloud went, we went. Wherever Torah leads you, you go.
Okay.
Man sets a footstep, but God guides them.
That's right.
Okay? Continue.
Okay. And at the commandment of Yehudah, the people of Israel journeyed, and at the commandment of Yehudah they camped. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacle, they rested in their tents.
Al-Pi, Yehudah, at the mouth or at the word of Yehudah, he said, they journeyed. But then Israel, Al-Pi, Yehudah, Yakanu, and at the mouth or word of Yehudah, they encamped. Call Yemei Asher Yishkan, Anan, Al-Mishkan, Yakanu. You see, that's the difference. At the commandment of Yehudah, we move. At the commandment of Yehudah, we can't. So God was leading us. Who can that? You can't have a better leader.
That's right.
Remember what we say, when you connect with the Creator, when you understand this world life, you connect with the elements. Mm. You connect with the sun, the moon, the stars, the wind. Everything is connected to you. You have to now, it's like when you hear, you get the phone and it don't ring, and you can't make a connection. Well, spiritually, sometimes we're disconnected. Mm. And we got to be down, do what we have to do, cleanse ourselves and our ways, and become connected to the Creator. At the same time, when you connect to God, you're connecting to the universe, the elements, to the wind, to the sun, to the moon, to the stars. In other words, they assist you. Here's a cloud that's assisting you. Here's a wind that's assisting. Here's fire, an element, assisting you. Or at least the pyramids. It's your God, who's really the Creator, utilizing these things that He created to help us. When we in with the Creator, when we approach the Creator, He can help us with this. These are also His armies. That's deep. Utilizing these resources that He had to help and guide us. Okay? When the clouds stop, we stop. All right? When it moves, we move. Go ahead, brother. That's like
Once again. And when the cloud remained long upon the tabernacle many days, then the people of Israel kept the charge of Yehovah and journeyed not.
all right. And move without that cloud. In other words, don't move without Yah. Before David went to war, he asked God, should I go up? So we got to ask God, should I move? Give me a sign. Should I take this job? Should I do something? I ain't moving without you, Yah. You tell me. Is this a good wife? Is this a good husband? Send me a sign. I'm going to pray. You know what I'm saying? You my God. Don't think God can't do on this. Oh, He can. Okay? He's your God. So we ain't going nowhere without you. We haven't won a war without you. We don't be blessed without you. We don't keep a job without you. We can't keep a wife, a family, a child. We can't do anything without the Creator and be successful. Our reliance, our dependence, our success, depends on God of the universe.
Okay.
Because man just don't live by what? Bread alone.
Right.
It's not a physical thing on it. By every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Creator of man live. That's why you read in the book of Hezekiah when he says you went out there and you worked all these extra work and you thought you was going to bring more in. And when you brought it in, he said, I blew on it. And it dissipated. And Fika and Mike and everybody else is on your paycheck before you get it. And then the little money that you put in your pocket and said you got a hole in the pocket, so it goes. You said, I blew it, you got a hole in the paper bag and money just went. So what did I work for? Because unless the blessing of God is in it, now that benefits you. But I can take that same little money that you make on your job and I can extend it where it lasts. And you looking around and you still got the money and it lasts. It's like it says when the sowing reaches to the vintage. You sow and you using your crop, and before you use all your crops, guess what? It's a new crop that's in. You haven't even used the old crop yet. You haven't even spent the old money yet. Here's a new check coming in the mail. I'm using terminology that's for today and back then.
Yes.
Because the Most High God blessed what you had. And He made it extend. That's like the woman in the prophets who they were going to take her son because she owed the creditors. Those times you owe them, we're going to take one of your children. And she went to the prophet. He said, what should I do for you? He said, do you have anything? She said, have some oil. He says, okay, go ask your neighbors for pots. She only had a certain amount of oil, so it seems. But she borrowed pots from the neighbors, and when she finished pouring the oil, there was more pots. She didn't have more pots to fill. And she sold the oil, paid off the debt. You hear what happened? Creator take what you have and He extended, He make it work for you. And that little check that you think is not a lot becomes sufficient to do the things and even more. Where for other people it can't, because the blessing of the Most High God is not in that check. It's not on them. It's not in their house. So they kind of figure, how do you do it with that? How do they make 3 times to 4 times as much as you? But it's because the blessings of the Creator.
That's right.
It's on you and on your household, on your children. Okay? Whereas your children may go through things and God deliver. Other people go through things and guess what? They don't deliver. They go to prison or they die. That's what I'm trying to say. The Creator is upon you. So if God is guiding you with a cloud, like He's guiding you through Torah, then let Him be your God. Pray for Him to be your God. Pray for Him. Pray that when you want to do things, talk to the Creator. Yeah, we text on the phone. I say text God. And if you get a text back, don't be surprised. But you hear a voice. He'll come. You may turn on television and something come through, and that's your answer, and you know it. Because remember I said you're connected. But we stop being connected. It's like no dial tone or it's busy because we don't purify ourselves mentally and physically and spiritually prepare to receive those signs that's coming through. We've shown he worked through a camel, a donkey in Torah. Opened up the eyes of a man, he saw the death angel standing there. Because if we don't see it physically, don't mean it's not there. You have to open up your eyes and you be surprised what's there. You got to be able to, can you handle it? Say, can you handle the truth? Oh, it's deep. But you want that kind of guide. Keep me now. Protect me. Show me. Be my guide. So we had to create it as a people guiding us. What better can you have? Giving us light. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. And so it was. When the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the commandment of Yehudah, they abode in their tents.
Yeah.
And according to the commandment of Yehudah, they journeyed.
Right.
And so it was when the cloud abode from evening to the morning, and the cloud was taken up in the morning, then they journeyed. Whether it was by day or by night,
right,
that the cloud was taken up, they journeyed.
Whenever that cloud moved day or night, we go. Whenever God say go, we go. If you move like that in your life, you're going to be all right. You're going to work out. Really. So we just have to connect to the Creator. And He shows us. Sometimes, you know, I ain't take that. You know what? I ain't getting on that flight. Why you, brother? Because, I don't know, something that takes Spirit starts to, next thing on the plane go down. Flight don't make, boat don't make, and you wasn't on it. Guess what? That's your message from the Creator. By you stay connected to Him, you late, listen, that lateness was a blessing for you. Because that plane didn't make it, that train, that car got into an accident, that bus, you wasn't on it. See? Gotta stay connected though. That's the key. Not, let's get connected. That the elements work for us, the wind work for us. The tree may not fall on your house, but it may fall on the neighbors. Not that you wish that, but that's how the Creator moves. The elements work for you. Don't touch his house. Don't touch her house. Don't touch her car. Car scared me, yours make it safe. You see, you understand that things have to have approval. Even Satan, when you read the book of Job, he couldn't do nothing without the Creator. He said, well, you know, notice my servant Job. He said, yeah, well, you know, you protect him, and of course you're going to have all these nice things. He said, but if you take those things away, he bet you a curse you to your name. He said, you know what? Do it. But don't touch him. Don't touch him. So he gave permission to touch the things that he loved, but don't touch him. Then he came back the second time and said, well, see, I told you. He said, well, if you touch him, I bet you. He said, you know what? You can touch him, but don't take his life. Nothing can happen without the Creator approving.
That's right.
Nope, can't take his life. Same way, when Balaam went to curse the people, he told them, you can't curse them because they are blessed. Whose God is blessed, you can't curse. Who God is cursed, you can't bless. It's by the word of the Creator. Even when he told the priest to put the Yehudah on them, he says he will bless them. Because man can't really bless you. God bless you. You say the word, but the blessing comes from the Creator.
That's right.
That's what the power is. He just empowers you.
Yes. We
got to focus on the Most High. Not on the messenger, but on the Creator.
That's right.
Not on the create, but the Creator. That's what we focus on. That's the difference. Talk to me, brother.
Okay, 22nd verse.
Or
whether it was 2 days, or a month, or a year, that the cloud stayed upon the tabernacle.
Yes.
Remaining on it, the people of Israel abode in their tents and journeyed not.
Right.
But when it was taken up, they journeyed.
And listen, they obeyed. Go without Yah. None of what it's saying, don't you move without God.
That's right.
You move with God, not without Him. Tell you to move, move. I say move, song says move. Move with God, and you'll be fine. Hold the Creator, and you'll be fine. Hallelujah. 10th chapter.
And Yehudah spoke to Moshe, saying,
10th chapter of Numbers. Go ahead.
Make 2 trumpets of silver. Of a whole piece shall you make them, that you may use them for calling the assembly, and for journey of the camp.
All right. So here Moshe has another order. See? You see how Moshe constantly taking things and he's completing them one after another?
Mhm.
That's how the Creator comes, one after another. Taking care of this. So look at Moshe. You know what the Moshe said? I want you to make 2 trumpets of silver. When he said, you don't mean he has to make them personally himself, but he's going to get them made. Okay? I want you to make 2 trumpets of silver. Lekashete chazarot of kesef. Kesef we use for money, but kesef really, the word kesef really means silver. Because back in the days, they measured, they didn't have sahab gold, they had silver. The coins were made of silver. Okay? So I want you to make 2 trumpets of silver, of a whole piece, so you make them. Okay? Now, in other words, you're going to take a big piece of silver, a whole piece of silver, and you're going to make out of that silver 2 pieces. You can't take 2 separate pieces and make it. It has to come out a whole piece. It's like taking a rock and you know, getting with the sculpture that you want. You're going to take this piece of silver, you're going to make 2 trumpets out of it. Okay? Because remember I tell you, everything is not just physical, it's a spiritual essence to how it has to be done. As the Creator says, you don't come up to my altar, on your nakedness, or you don't make this altar out of stone, right, out of metal. Mm-hmm. You see, it's a spiritual essence too. So you're going to make this out of one piece. As it says the term, as in other things, it's going to be miksha. It's going to be beaten or made out of one piece. So I said that kind of shate kazarob kesef miksha I said. And otam wahayudaka mikra haeda lemasa et ha ma kano. All right. So you're going to make these 2 trumpets of silver, a whole piece, so you make them that you may use them. And we're going to use these trumpets for the calling of the what?
Assembly.
And for the
journey of the camp.
So in other words, we're going to use these trumpets, when we're ready to leave, when that cloud starts moving and we blow the trumpets, that means we got to get ready to move. Because that's for when we get ready to call the assembly. We got one, we want to have a meeting with the assembly. There's a certain sound that they make that it means the assembly will come together to meet at the tent of meeting. They have a certain sound we're going to read about that they make, which means only the leaders will come.
That's right.
Not the people. The leaders will show up.
Mm-hmm.
Then they got a sound that they're going to make that when they're being attacked. So you got to learn. So that's why you got to be in tune with your people to learn all these different codes, signs, whatever. But this is Torah, as it's going to go forth and let you know. But you first got to make these 2 trumpets out of one whole piece. Okay. 3rd verse says what?
And when they shall blow with them, all the assembly shall assemble to you at the door of the tent of meeting.
At the entrance of the door of meeting. Go ahead.
And if they blow what with one trumpet,
check this out.
Then the princes, which are chiefs of the thousands of Israel, shall gather themselves together.
In ba'akat yit kahu.
To you.
No adu elaka. Anesi in rashe alafei Israel. If they blow with one trumpet, one kazora, then the princes and Neseim, which are chiefs of the thousands of Israel, shall gather themselves together. Okay? If they blow with one trumpet. So let you know, the one trumpet, a hearing got to be good enough. No, only one trumpet is blown. That means not true. You can't. We got a problem. You can't hear. You got to ask them, like, what sound was that? Well, that was this sound, brother. That's what the leaders do. All right. So with one trumpet, the leaders approach to the tent of meeting. Continue.
Okay. And if they blow but one trumpet, then the princes, which are the chiefs of the thousands of Israel, shall gather themselves to you. Okay. And when you blow an alarm.
Now, see, there's a difference. You got to know the sound. That's what say we got to be in tune. We so out of tune with each other. We don't know the sound, the alarm. I've been calling you. You didn't hear the sound. You didn't hear the alarm. That's why we got to be together. We got to learn. It's just for that. So we can know the alarm. Well, that means somebody trying. That drum boom boom means stay in trouble. You understand? Oh, man, that means a storm is coming. That's why you had to be a nation. In tune. Even if you live over here, you know what that sound is. You got that call. You got that. You know what? We all have these phones. And when a child is taking what they call it, the Amber Alert, your phone go off. You know what that is? Or recently, when the curfew was set in, about to get in, that phone, a lot of our phones went to it in that same mode. That means it was time the curfew was coming in. And that lets me know that they can control your phone.
That's right.
So when your phone, all of a sudden, you talking about something, about ordering something, you look up and somebody's calling. Wait a minute, I was talking. That's because they hear you, brother and sister. They know what's going on. They can control your phone. They can turn up. They can do all the things. Well, we have to be in tune like that with each other. So that when we hear these alarms, this is why you have to be taught. One trumpet means this. This means that. That means the leaders go. That means it's danger. Just like the phones, when they go off, we know that a child was taken, or now we know that the curfew is coming in. You see? Those type of things. Continue.
King, 5th verse. Once again. And you blow an alarm. When you blow an alarm, the camps that lie on the east part shall go forward.
See, an alarm, teruah, is different, so you have to blow an alarm. So now if you blow the alarm, the camps on that lie on the east side, on the east side, which is Kadma, they will go forward. We were orderly people. We may be out of order now, but we were orderly people. That's how we move. Okay? Order. We're God's army. You know, and the army is not fighting. Army gives our food, army praise, army is many things. With that particular type of people. We're the ministers of the true and living God. We're the kingdom of priests outside of the actual colony, but we actually say you are kingdom of priests. That's right. You see what priests have order. Go ahead, brother.
And when you blow an alarm the second time, then the camps that lie on the south side shall take their journey.
You understand? The second blow, that means that they and the leaders have to be in tune to how many times the alarm is blown, if one horn is blown, if 2 trumpets are blown. Meaning, you see, these are things that we should be practicing or learning. Continue, brother.
They shall blow an alarm for their journey.
Right.
But when the congregation is to be gathered together, you shall blow, but you shall not sound an alarm.
You see? So there's a sound that you have to sound. Let everybody know that it's not an emergency.
Hey.
You don't sound an alarm. You see? Go ahead,
and the sons of Aharon, the priests, shall blow with the trumpets, and they shall be to you for the ordinance forever throughout your generation.
And it's going to get a little bit extinct. So when they Haron but here's the deal. And the sons of Aaron, the priest, shall blow. So only the priest shall blow this horn. Now we're not talking about the shofar. This is not the silver trumpet.
That's right.
Anybody can blow the shofar. But those horns that are made from that silver piece, only the Kohanim blows that. And it's going to get a little deeper than that. Go ahead, brother.
And 9th verse. And if you go to war in your land.
When you go to war, when you go to Milkama, go ahead.
Against an enemy who oppresses you.
Hazar, the Zar or Hazoreh, the oppressor. Go ahead.
Then you shall blow an alarm with the trumpets.
So the priest was with you. He blows an alarm with the trumpets.
And you shall be remembered before Yehovah your Elohim.
God remembers, he hears the horn, and he remembers you, Israel, because the priest is blowing that horn. Go ahead.
And you shall be saved from your enemies.
And no sha'at me or yevechem. You will be saved from enemies. You blowing that horn. The priest blow that horn, whatever he blow, and God remembers it. Say, save you. You see, this is a command. That's what. So they're gonna be blowing that horn. Blow, priest. He said, Gabriel, blow your horn. Priest, blow your horn. My righteousness may not be enough, but guess what? The priest blow the horn. God remembers the season and goes into that memory mode. These are my people, and you shall be remembered. That's what it says, right? Before Yehovah. 9th verse, and when you go to war in your land against an enemy who oppresses you, then you shall blow an alarm with the trumpet, and you shall be remembered who? Before Yehovah your God. I didn't write this. later on, he remembers you. And he'll save you. He didn't say you had to be perfect, but you know, you go that horn, I'm going to remember you. And I'll save you. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, 10 verse. Also in the day of your gladness.
Now, it's just not about war. It's not about just assembling the people all along. It's also in the day of your gladness. Yom ha-simcha dechem. All right? In the days of your gladness, go ahead.
King, in the days of your gladness, in your solemn days.
In your Pesachs, in your Chag Shavuot, in your Chag Matzot, in your Chag Sukkot, in your new moons. Go ahead, brother.
And in the beginnings of your months.
Kodesh, right?
You shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings.
You're supposed to blow this trumpet, so they're supposed to be blowing the trumpet over the offerings. Go ahead.
And over the sacrifices of your peace offerings.
All the sacrifice of the peace offerings.
That they may be to you for a memorial before your Elohim.
Because they are memorial to you. For Yah.
I am Yehudah, your Elohim.
I am Yehudah, your God. So when our feast days are happening, now we're not calling in, we don't have to, but we blow our little shofars.
Okay.
Okay. But actually, the way it would be, the corn will blow over the offerings, or all the offerings will come. See how that goes? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. And it came to pass on the 20th day of the second month.
After Pesach, go ahead.
In the second year, that the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle of the testimony.
Okay.
And the people of Israel took their journey out of the wilderness of Sinai.
Go ahead.
And the cloud rested in the wilderness of Paran.
All right, now the cloud moves, so they finally get to move someplace. All right. Now, when this Pesach is coming, they're not in the where they keep. You understand? They're not where they should be at. Actually, they're in the area, but not exactly where they're supposed to be. But that's what I'm saying. You got to read and understand everything that's going on here. So now they're moving. They're in the wilderness of Paran, and what happened?
Came. And they took their journey according to the commandment of Yehovah by the hand of Moshe.
Okay.
And in the first place went the standard of the camp of the sons of Yehudah, according to their armies. And over his army was Nachshon, the son of Aminadab.
Blow their horn. Now, these are the ones that move in this order, this fashion. We're getting ready to relocate now. So you blow that horn, you set up, you go. Go ahead.
And over the army of the tribe of Issachar was Nathaniel, the son of Zuar.
Mm-hmm.
And over the army of the tribe of Zebulon was Eliab, the son of Elon.
Mm-hmm.
And the tabernacle was taken down, and the sons of Gershon and the sons of Merari set forward, carrying the tabernacle.
So they got to, when that happens, they got to take on, because remember, the tabernacle was mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be able to take it up like a tent, put it down, put it in place, and we're traveling now. That's why I mentioned that. And now the Gershon and Merari, Gershon is in place. They're doing what their job is. Mm-hmm. And the sons of Merari, they set forward. 18.
And the standard of the camp of Reuben set forward according to their armies. And over his army was Elazar, the son of Shedor.
Talk to me.
And over the army of the tribe of Shimeon was Shelumiel, the son of Zurishaddai.
Go ahead.
And over the army of the tribe of Gad was Elzaphat, the son of Duel.
Go ahead, brother.
And the Kehathites set forward, carrying the sanctuary, that the tabernacle should be set up before they arrived.
Go ahead.
And the standard of the camp of the sons of Ephraim set forward according to their armies. And over his army was Elishama, the son of Aminahu.
Go ahead, brother.
And over the army of the tribe of Manasseh was Gamaliel, the son of Pedazor.
Talk to me.
And over the army of the tribe of Benjamin was Abidan, the son of Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
And the standard of the camp of the sons of Dan set forward, which was the rear guard of all the camps.
They were rear guard for all the camps in the army. They're the protectors from the rear. You see, this is how we had to. This is what we organized.
Mm.
And Danites were, they were great fighters.
Yeah.
All right.
Serious.
That's where Shimshon come from. Danites. Go ahead.
And over his army was Ahizah, the son of Ammishaddai.
Talk to me.
And over the army of the tribe of Asher was Pagiel, the son of Akran.
Uh-huh.
And over the army of the tribe of Naphtali was Ahira, the son of Enan.
Yes.
Thus were the journeys of the people of Israel according to their armies.
According to their armies.
When they
Let's
set
see
forward.
you see, we consider this armies. You have to carry weapons. Army of the Most High God.
That's right.
You see, we pray and get things done. Not that we don't act physically. There's power to pray. You see, that's what it is, the armies of God. The journey of people according to their armies when they set forward. 29.
Okay. And Moshe said to Hobab, the son of Ruel, the Midianite, Moshe's father-in-law, we are journeying to the place about which Yehovah said, I will give it to you. Come with us, and we will do you good. For Yehovah has spoken good concerning Israel.
So, from all the time that we read about Hobab with Moshe, his father-in-law was still with us.
Mm-hmm.
Through the rebellions, through this and that. And his father-in-law was still there at the time. And he said, listen, good things are about to happen to us. If you come with us, and what did he say?
And he said to him, I will not go,
Lord,
but I will depart to my own land and to my kindred.
Listen, I'm a leader of a people. I'm going back to my land, to my own kindred. Rightfully so. But he was just extending the courtesy to him, Because remember, you read about he brought him, the children and the wife to him. Look, I got to go back home. I'm going to lead them for my people, who are Midianites. But you got to understand the same Midianites that caused the issues. But the difference is the Midianites were like the Philistines. They had different kingdoms of it. Like they had their own kingdom. This one Midian, own king over here, just like the Roman emperors, just like the Philistines, 5 lords of the Philistines. Well, and I guess the family of the Midianites that we fought with were not the ones that he's a part of, but there were those who worked tight with us. You understand? You're talking about a big nation, right? But he chose to go back home with his people. You understand? They're still Hebrews, though. They're children of Abraham, but it was rightly so. But he's going back to his people. All right? Some shit.
And he said, leave us not, I pray you.
More than that, I saw what I know. Don't leave me. Go ahead.
For you know how we are to camp in the wilderness, and you made me to us instead of I.
Check this out. More al-na ta'azo. Do not leave us. Keep our king. Ya data. So Nathan, how we camp in this work, in this Bamidbar. Hayitalanu le'enayim. You are as eyes to us. In other words, you have kokma, you have wisdom, because he advised Moshe how to rule, how to judge, how to sit, what to set up. He had experience because he has his own people. So it shows you that others can tell you something who have done things. And listen, you should do this like this, and God will be with you. Remember? So Moshe realized he don't want his father-in-law to leave. Moshe is his Zaken. You know his father-in-law is Zaken as well. He's the elder. But his father-in-law has the wisdom of leading the people. And he said, you do not leave us. Now, it didn't say that God told Moshe to do that. However, Moshe is granted certain things. I pray you. He said, leave us not. For you know how we are to camp in the wilderness. And you may be to us instead of eyes. You're like our sight. Though we're supposed to be led by God, but you still need qualified and able people with you. And he was. You see, people, I always say if you have a good team, you can go places. And I always said that if you was like Star Trek, Captain Kirk, he wasn't the most intelligent guy, but he had intelligent and people of competence around him. And when Spock spoke with logic, he didn't have emotions. Hey, Spock, Scotty, Lieutenant Horror, even Doc. Whatever. But then after that, he made the decision. You got a good team. Moshe knows that his father-in-law is a great team member. And it's the same way. When you got a good kibbutza, as I said, you can do things. When you're on the chain is only strong as the weakest link. You got a good team, you can go places. And your team make you look good. Even if you're not looking, your team make you look good. Mm-hmm. But if you have a horrible team, listen, keep going. Mm-hmm. Your team could be your congregation, your team could be your family, your team could be a physical company. You got good people. What he told Moshe, able, ability. He knew that this brother here was an asset. That's right. Not a liability. That's right. We need you with us instead of eyes. Man, you're like eyes. You're better than a set of eyes. But we still got the children of God. Hate to lose you, but in all this time you didn't know them. He was there helping Moshe, guiding Moshe, because God gonna put good people around you when He wants to. See, God gonna see, like He told Moshe, He go out on your brother. Gonna make sure you got the right people, because when you gotta make moves, you gotta have the right people with you. So what I'm saying, that's right. Whatever moves you're gonna make even today, you better have the right people with you, or your move is not gonna be successful. Okay? Deep. And it should be, if you go with us, it should be whatever goodness the Lord will do to us, same will do to you. If we get blessed, you're gonna get blessed. But you know the flip that too. We get beat, you might get beat if you do the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. But when we get our blessing, you get blessed. Mm-hmm. Even Lot know that when he hung out with Uncle Abraham, that he was going to get blessed. Because you get blessed when you're with the right people. So you being with us is a benefit to you, and it's a benefit to us. Okay. Casey, that's what he's saying to him. Okay. But he chose to go back. He asked him. How many times did he and Moshe ask somebody to stay with him? Mm. So you know he valued his father. That's right. Listen, he was with him for 40 years when he left Egypt. And when he left Egypt, when he left to go to Egypt, he was 80. And all this time, he's been taught by his mother, by his people. He learned, I believe, he went to school. Someone used the term in Egypt, Mitzrayim, being raised by Pharaoh's daughter. He had the best teachers. Mm-hmm. So he knew how the science worked, all these people work. He knew about that. So he went to the higher learning schools, the colleges, the universities of Egypt. You know that. That's right. So he was an educated man. Then he leaves and runs and he goes into Midian with the chief of the Midian, the priest. So you know he learned under him certain things. Not about what to pray. He knew the God to pray to and all, but about structure, about various things, about leadership, about people. You know that. Because this man was already a leader. Remember, he's forming a nation, but he went among people who already was formed. Right. So you know you had to learn these things from Jethro, his father-in-law as well. Mm-hmm. So now you're being further educated. You get your degree over here. So now you're leading your own people and structure. He's still giving you the information, tell you how to set up a court, how to do this and how to do that. So my point, in brothers and sisters, in this, that you never stop learning. You never stop going to school. You're always being educated, whether you're sitting in a physical university or a non-physical university. You always learn. Moshe over 80 years old, and he's still getting advice from his father. You don't stop learning. You don't stop getting wisdom, growing. You constantly do that. That's the deep one. So you're going to learn, pick up things from this scripture. And at an old age, he's still saying his father-in-law, stay with me. Right. Stay with me. You'll be to us as eyes. We need your eyes. We need your guidance. We need your kokma. We need your wisdom. You see? Yeah, we have the Most High God. But God is working everything through you to help us. Continue. The third verse.
And they departed from the mount of Yehudah 3 days' journey. And the ark of the covenant of Yehudah went before them in the 3 days' journey to search out a resting place.
So the ark was ahead of them 3 days. It's like saying God goes ahead of you to make a place for you. Mm. Okay? 3 days. Go ahead, brother.
And the cloud of Yehudah was upon them by day when they went out of the camp.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass when the ark set forward that Moshe said, rise up.
It's a fool.
Yehudah, and let your enemies be scattered, and let them who hate you flee before you.
Now, you know that's a part in the order, rabbinical order in the prayer book, where it says, when we said, Kuma, Yehovah, Yafutsu, or Yeveka, wa ye nusu me san eka, me aneka. And it, you see, rise up, Yehovah, and let your enemies be scattered. Let them who hate you flee before you. Okay? That's deep. That's what they would say when the ark got ready to go forth. And they used that particular precept in the rabbinical order, even when we get ready to open up the Torah. So, go ahead, brother.
And when it rested, he said, return, O Yehovah,
Shuba Yehovah,
to the many thousands of
Israel.
Israel.
So in the rabbinical, when it says Shuba, that's what they be saying this part here. Okay. Adonai. You know, and famous people who normally sing it, be Rabbi Poinsett, Rabbi Baruch sings it, and hear him sing it. But this is where they be coming from with that particular from this verse. So now you know. If you didn't know it then, you know it now. Okay? You know, man, the Shuba Yehovah, the revolt out of faith, Israel. Return, and when it rested, he said, return, O Yehovah, to the many thousands of Israel. When opening, he says, rise up, O Yehovah, let your enemies be scattered. Let them who hate you flee before you. So in other words, like that ark is moving through, it's like making a way, like the enemies are being scattered, rise up. And then once it rested, when they get to the ark, return, O Yehovah, to many thousands of Israel. Okay. Go ahead, 11th chapter.
And when the people complained,
problem. We're doing good now. Things are happening. Here we go. We're living on a I would say you're living up here like a celestial being. You're living up there on this level, on a different frequency. Now you want to come down to be like the children of men. You're living like gods. As the Psalm says, you're gods. We shall fall like one of the princes. So you are gods, the Psalm says. With the little G, though. You're living high up there, living righteous. But now we fall to the categories of the children of men, of the ones who are not obedient to God. So we have to always maintain that height, that level, to be in a higher frequency. Listen, in the Psalm said man was made a little lower than the what? Than the Malachim, than the angels. Okay? So we can ascend and descend like Yaakov going to the ladder. We can go. But the angels, you know what I mean? They just come do what they do. That's what they call Malachim, messengers. But we get the power. We're different. Okay? So we want to stay close to God and be like those who are close to God.
That's right.
Said the Psalm says, sit at my right hand and so forth, you know, they're people of God. You're his firstborn son. But sometimes we don't act like that. We act like a disobedient son. Obedient son makes a glad father. But now here we start. And it says, when the people complained, it what?
It displeased Jehovah.
But see, keep.
And Jehovah heard it. And his anger was kindled. And the fire of Jehovah burnt among them. And consumed those who were in the outer lying parts of the camp.
Okay, now. Oh. Look at this. And when the people complained, he ha'am. Meat or need. Ra, God's Yehovah. They complained of evil in the ears of Yehovah. Yehovah heard it. But Aznei Yehovah. Aznei was ear Yehovah. Yishma Yehovah. And Yehovah heard it. All right, of course you're going to hear it. Why are you complaining? There's no reason you to complain.
No.
And the people complain. God don't like chronic complaining. And you can most people complain for nothing. Petty. And the people complain. And when the people complain, it displeased Jehovah. Wow, we don't want Yah to be displeased. And Yikar, it says, Yikar, his anger, Ya'apo. And Jehovah heard, and his anger was kindled. Yikar Apo. And the fire of Jehovah, Tib, remember that word, they iron race. The Tib bomb H. And the fire of Jehovah burnt among them, and consumed. Tokah, from the same word for eating, to consume. And consumed those who were in the outlying parts of the camp, right, or the ends. Biketse, Amakane, the camp. Those who were in the outer parts of the camp. Y'all was upset. Y'all's not going to burn you up if there's no reason. They started complaining. Because now you're showing discord. We all in harmony, everything's good. We're in God. There's some people who start to get out of order. So they start to complain. They didn't say exactly what the complaint was at that moment.
Mm.
Okay? We were whispering, we complaining, you know how it started. Because remember, I tell you, everyone is not going with you because they with you. Some people going on because it benefits them at the time.
Mm.
And when they get where they got to go, they start trouble, they break off. So they complain, and we don't need no discord. Especially walking through the wilderness, you got your enemies surrounding you. You don't need no problems and issues. But somebody steps out of line and start complaining, tries to cause a rebellion, a mutiny. And the people did what?
And the people cried to Moshe.
Yisak ha'am el Moshe.
And when Moshe prayed to Yehovah,
Yipalel.
the fire was quenched.
You understand? You caused it, but now you crying to Moshe. My thing is, why don't y'all cry to God? Don't use Moshe as your prophet. He didn't start it, you started. Maybe God ain't going to hear your prayer. Because as it says in Yeshaya, it's not that God is heavy that he can't hear, or his arm short that he can't save. It's that your iniquities have separated you from your God.
Right.
But now they caused the problem, because it said, and when the people complained, it displeased Yehovah. And Yehovah heard it, and his anger was kindled. And the fire of Yehovah burnt among them. God's fire burnt among them. And the people cried to Moshe. But Yisak ha'am el Moshe. Mm-hmm. And when Moshe prayed to Yehovah, Yipalel Moshe at Yehovah. And that's what we're supposed to do. He said, when nations prepare for war, Israel prepared to do what? Meet their God. Moshe, Yipalel. He prayed. He prayed. For what? Distinguish their fire. Right? Pray for the people. He bled Moshe into Yehovah. Teach. And the fire was what? It was quenched. God heard his prayer. They prayed, stop it. Stop it. Well, you started it. Why did the people pray to God themselves? That's what we got to get used to. Go to God ourselves, but in an orderly fashion. But he prayed, he palel Moshe. Fire was quenched. Third verse.
Came. And he called the name of the place Terah, because the fire of Yehovah burnt among them.
Well, the word Be'er means to burn. Kindle, burn. The fire of Yehovah burnt among them. They caused the fire to burn. That's what the place is called. Go ahead.
And the mixed multitude that was
problem. Here we go. Asaf. All right. The mixed multitude. Who was this mixed multitude? They were the people who came out of prison with us. See, when you got life in prison, Jonathan and Yoel and Yehu is in prison. Robin and Bob is also in prison.
Uh-oh.
And when you open up, because we all got life, they got double life.
Uh-huh.
So when you open the prison, guess who's coming out too? They're coming out with you. Well, listen, if your God is bad enough to beat the Egyptians, we're gonna hang out with you for a while until we become unruly. But right now, you got the food, you got all the gold, you got the silver, because God told them to ask the Egyptians for gold and silver and all the clothing and all that. So they got the clothing, they got the food, and besides, we left behind death in Egypt. Firstborn dying, so Egypt is bankrupt, they probably poor. We're not staying here. We out with you, Israel.
That's right.
It don't mean you for our same cause. You see, people who go with you don't mean they for the same cause you're on. You see? Might be your color, but not your kind. You see? They're not where you're going. They're not aimed the same direction you're aimed. They're not in the same goal. But for right now, they're hanging out with you. But now the mixed multitude that was among them had a strong what?
Strong craving. Once again, and the mixed multitude that was among them had a strong craving. And the people of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us meat to eat?
But when they left Egypt, they left with cattle. They left with their cattle. Guess what? I'm gonna use my cattle. Besides, if I use my cattle, you might want some of mine. I kill my goat. You can give me some. So I ain't gonna be obligated. I mean, they did leave with cattle. They left with animals and left with all these things. I think they made the goat's head, spin the goat's head, made the stuff for the saints with. They left with cattle. Right. I want you to think about those things. But they wanted meat to eat. They wanted God to provide the meat. We can be selfish. First of all, we should be following the multitude. The Torah says, follow not a multitude to do what? Evil. Number one. But it says again, that means we start the first time we read about Tabera. So that's us. Then the mixed multitude start up with their stuff. They crave for meat because maybe they're not getting enough flesh that they want. So guess what happened? And Israel wept again and said, who shall give us meat to eat? But then they take the forefront. They take over from the multitudes. The mixed multitude say, who's going to give us flesh to eat? You know, so they wept like little babies. So as it says, Bikurebo hahip hawa u ta'awa wa yashubu yipehu gam b'nei Israel. And again, it said, who shall give us meat to eat? They weep. Okay. And he said, what? Oh, no. Fifth person.
And we remembered the fish, which we ate in Mitzrayim for nothing.
Oh, for nothing.
The cucumbers, the melons, the leeks.
All healthy things now.
And the onions.
Antioxidants.
And the garlic.
Oh, we ate healthy. But for free, we're delusional. We done lost it. For free? The whips was on our back. Whips crying out to them, help us, man. Get this elephant off our back. They beating us, making us work, building bricks, building pyramids, planting. And we remember Zakabnu, the fish, a daga, which we ate and eat Mitzrayim for nothing. I shared no cow the Mitzrayim chinam. We ate it free. We ate it for nothing. Chinam. The keshuim, the cucumbers. Abatikim, the melons. Wa'ed hazir, the leeks. And the bezalim, the onions. And the what?
And the garlic.
Shumim. Somebody said garlic is not good. Somebody said man-made garlic. Well, it's in the book. It's in the Torah. That's why I say when it comes to Torah, you come against Torah, I got to dispute what you're saying because it's in Torah. Even though it's down in Mitzrayim, that's a long time ago. But it's there. And this diet is a hell of a diet that they had. So of course they had 8-packs, 16-packs, and all they were working. You wanted so much fat, they had to work. That's a sweat. That's hot in Egypt. So how big, what could they be? They were workers. And they had a good diet. However, the fact that you're murmuring against God and you say you remember what you just eat. Ain't no flesh in what you eat here. So why are you craving for flesh now? If you really want flesh, some of you got animals. However, 6 verses what?
But now our soul is tried away.
Now Shenu, Yevesha, our soul, and we're so poetic with our soul is dry. Our nefesh, Nafshenu, Yevesha, our soul is dry. Okay, and Kol Biloti and Haman and Neno, and all beside this manner. There's nothing at all beside this manner for our eyes. And Neno. Let me ask you, man of God, put that down. They call it angel food. They make it angel food. So we're getting fed from heaven. It falls upon the Jew. We take it and make it into a bread. We didn't have to pay them for it. Nope. It didn't cost us nothing. Nope. Yeah, we complain. Big chronic complainers. You getting fed from heaven from God, and yet we complain. And we still have cattle and all that. I just want to show you who we are. Look at our makeup. Supposed to be on a mission, but look where we're at now. We've fallen from the grace. I mean, we're on a higher frequency, but now we're falling, and we're letting others pull us down as well. So we might be going the same direction, but not for the same reason and cause. Okay, and now you're going to start to see it. All right, here it goes. 7th verse. And the manna was as coriander seed, and its color as the color of a diamond. Go ahead.
And the people went about and gathered it, and ground it in mills, or beat it in a mortar, and baked it in pans,
Right.
and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was like the taste of fresh oil.
Fresh oil. That's Shaare Shamayim. Okay. Go ahead.
And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night,
when the Talha Hamakane,
the manna fell upon it.
the manna came upon the dew. You know, every morning, night, dew comes down like a tablecloth.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the morning, you wake up, the grass is wet. It didn't rain, but the dew came down. The manna came on top of the dew. And that's how they connected. See, God, as I said, made a prepared table for me in the wilderness. Speak about the song, the tail end. They had a prepared table for it. Manna on top of the dew.
That's right.
Top to top. Then they took it and ground and made bread out of it. Then they had to take it, like go in the field and get the wheat and got it ground and all that. But we still couldn't even appreciate that. We were playing. Don't let people lead you astray. That mixed multitude. But we was already there anyway. Mixed multitude didn't have to do that. We already had it in us. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, 10th verse. Then Moshe heard the people weep throughout their families. And every man in the door of his tent. And the anger of Yehudah was kindled greatly. And Moshe also was displeased.
Oh, wow. And then Yehudah was kindled, and greatly Moshe also was displeased. And Baby says, Moshe Ra. Right? Ra, evil, whatever you look at this. All right, so the Most High was displeased, Moshe was displeased. And why are you complaining? Go ahead, my brother.
And Moshe said to Yehudah, why have you afflicted your servant? And why have I not found favor in your sight?
Problem!
That you lay the burden of all this people upon me?
You not want to have a bunch of our folks complaining, but they want to eat. You see the food lines, they don't stay in line. They're dysfunctional. I want more food to come back. You already got food. No, don't work like that. You know when it comes to eating, forget it. It's hard to say, man, listen, you got a problem here. But look what he says. Look what he says. Look what he says.
And have I conceived all this people? Have I fathered them?
Oh, he's crying out.
That you should say to me, carry them in your bosom, like a nursing father carries a suckling child, to the land which you swore to their fathers.
Oh, that's the question. Now look, and Moshe said to the Lord, Moshe and Yehovah, Lama, hey, Ota, La Abdeka. Why have you afflicted your servant? This is affliction. You asked me to do a job. This is not a job. This is an affliction. And why have I not found favor in your sight? Next question. Okay. Lo, Lama, Lo Mazati, what haven't found favor in your sight that you lay the burden, Lasum, et Masa, of all this people upon me? Ha'am hazeh alai. Wow, that's deep. Moshe's crying out. See, even a meek man, you push his button hard, he gonna cry out.
Oh, yes.
All right? Because our people get under your skin. You could be in the car driving and they do something crazy, cut you off and have a bad attitude. And, many phases, we experience each other. You want to love a brother, but you want to. So if they get under motion, you can imagine under each other. It says, look, why have you afflicted your servant? This is affliction. But why have you not found favor in your sight that you lay the burden of all this people on me? They crying like little kids. They call you the children of Israel, not the men and women of Israel, because they want some flesh to eat. They got cattle. Some of them. You know they crying in Moshe's ear. God is upset with them. He already done burnt them, some of them up. But we don't stop. Here we go again. Have I conceived, the next person, I know he heriti et kol ha'am. If I conceive all this people. Have I fathered them? I say, im anoki yadati yahu. That you should say to me, carry them in the bosom, like a nursing father carries a suckling child. So fathers do carry children.
That's right.
Fathers do carry children, not just the mother. You see what's just like a nursing, carry them in the bosom like a nursing father carries a suckling child. Fathers do carry children.
That's right.
Do care for them, carry them. You can see sometimes the men have the thing carrying their children on them. Fathers do. So don't think there's no fathers that don't carry and hug their children, carry them around, put them in the sack, and carry them in their back, on their front, just like the mothers would. Okay? But you're giving this burden to me like a father with a suckling child. A nursing father carries a suckling child. To the land which you swore to their fathers. Okay?
Yes.
You know, Al-Hadam Asher Nishba'ata La'abotai. 13 says what?
And from where should I have meat to give
Me'in
all this people?
Me'in, from where me? Let us give you them basalatet, let call her arm, I say, I give all these people. Where I'm going to give meat? There's some of them have cattle, but they don't want their own. Where? But now, see how Moshe slips now he's about to fall off the grave, because God can do anything. But they cried to him, so he's fell from the grace of like a monarch to a man now, because now that he's down, they couldn't have pressure on him. They're making him frustrated, giving him gray hair. He already got it. He even making him darker gray. You know what I mean? I mean, your people can do this too, you know. That's why nobody want us. They said give him to the organization. But it's something else. We're a mess. Look what he says.
For they weep to me, saying,
They weep.
Give us meat that we may eat.
Listen, they weep. They say, listen. Menina livre sa dizer que do que ali lemor tenu lá no balsa. No kela. No kela. Give us flesh that we eat. You grown men and women, why you come to me about food? And a lot of you already have cattle. Huh? This is what Moshe is crying out. They come to me and say, give us meat that we may. They're not even asking. They're telling him, order. Bad attitudes.
14. I'm not able to carry all this people alone. Because it is too heavy for me.
It is too much for me. I tell you, you can't do it alone. You need help. I don't care if you're in a congregation, you're in a family, you can't do it alone. Mothers need fathers, fathers need mothers, we need family, brothers and sisters. You cannot do this alone. It's too much for me. All these complaining people, and they're complaining about pettiness. And you know, he's older now. Over 80 years old. Too much for him. He's letting you know. I'm not able to carry all these people alone. Too heavy for me. 15.
And if you deal thus with me, kill me. I pray you at once. If I have found favor in your sight, and let me not see my wretchedness.
Go ahead.
And Yehovah said to Moshe, gather to me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people, and officers over them, and bring them to the tent of meeting, and they may stand there with you. And I will come down and talk with you there. Then I will take the spirit which is upon you, and will put it upon them, and they shall carry the burden of the people with you, that you carry it not yourself alone.
So this is the process that he said to Moshe, gather me 70 men of the elders of Israel. So now the 70, like the 70 people on the Supreme Court, like the 70 Septuagint, that's where they all get it from here. Gather me 70 people of the elders. They must be elders, whom you know to be elders of the people, and shotarim, officers over them. They already have leadership capacity and they already rule. And bring them to the tent of meeting that they may stand there with you. They're going to stand with you. Not before you, but with you. So gather me. Unlike the word gather, the term that Yehovah uses is gather me, yes. Okay. And they will be with you. They will stand there with you. Because you can't do it alone. Give me 70. And even 70 really is not enough. But guess what? This is what I'm going to do. He said, and Yardati, and I will come down and talk with you there. I'm going to come down. I'm telling you, God's going to come down and do something. Come down and listen to a nigga they have in Genesis or on the other parts, so that he came down on the sea. But Yardati, Yarada. I will come down and I will debarati. I will talk with you there, Imka Shah. Okay, now it says, I will take spirit. But see, now it's not saying Kak, it's saying Azalti. But I will take of the spirit, which is upon you, min ruach asher aleka.
And we'll put it upon them.
So it's about the ruach, the spirit. I'm going to take your spirit and put it on the 70 people. That means he's so powerful, his ruach is so powerful that it can be taken from him, of him, and put on 70 other people, and yet he still has power.
Okay.
He still has ruach. That's powerful. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Once again, and they shall carry the burden of the people with you, that you carry it not yourself alone.
What's the purpose? It says that they shall carry the burden with you. That you carry not that burden alone. So it got to a point where he was surprised. I can't deal with it. So God said, I'm going to give you 70 other people that are elders. I'm going to take the spirit off you and put on them that they will help you carry this burden. Because guess what, people? We are burdened. Even governments know that because nobody really wants us. Just to work and labor. But they have to take care of us, and they don't want to do that. That's the deep part. Continue, brother.
And say to the people, sanctify yourselves for tomorrow.
Check this out.
And you shall eat meat. For you have wept in the ears of Yehudah, saying, who shall give us meat to eat?
Question.
For it was well with us in Mitzrayim. Therefore, Yehudah will give you meat, and you shall eat.
You understand? It's like you're spitting in God's face. I brought you out of Egypt. You want to go back to Egypt. You reflecting on me, telling me how you did eat good in Egypt. That's like a woman leaving a man and saying, hey, look, my former guy did this for me. He treated me this way. He did this to me. He did that for me. He did that with me. Well, you're not with him. Or my former wife or girlfriend did this, did that, did this, that. Okay, so what are you bringing up? Oh, we remember we did other gods in the dust. We did eat in Egypt. Nothing. You see? Oh, yeah? You see, this is the mindset that we have. That's to me, that's what it's like saying. He throwing something up in the back. But listen, you didn't eat nothing for me. He didn't treat you well. She didn't treat you well. That's your delusional mind. However, you know what? I'm going to give you meat. Okay? But I'm going to give you meat. So sanctify yourself. Okay? He got a shula lemachaf tomorrow. Okay? You shall eat akaltim balsa. You want flesh? And for you have wept in the ears of Yehudah. Mekitin ba'azne Yehudah. Okay, saying, who shall give us meat to eat? All right? Who shall give us meat? Miyakalubasa. Okay? All right, who's going to give us meat to eat? For it was well with us in Mitzrayim. And told I knew that Mitzrayim. That's what we said. Therefore, Yehudah will give you meat and you shall eat. It's like you challenging God.
Shall eat.
Now, time Yehudah, I can't basa, but I'll count him. All right, 19.
And you shall not eat one day.
Lo yom echad,
nor 2 days.
Lo yomayim.
Nor 5 days.
Lo kamisha yamin.
Neither 10 days.
Lo asara yamin.
Nor 20 days.
Lo esrim yom.
But a whole month.
Wow, for a whole month. Okay? You should not, that's deep. Ki al kodesh yamin. Wow. Wow. Until what?
Until it comes out from your nostrils.
Really? Yamim ala shegetzah me'akim. Till it come out of your nostril. Because we can eat at that capacity. You're going to eat so much meat till it come out of your nostrils. I'm tired of you. God, like emotional. Like, you know what? You make me mad. I'm going to give you some. You want to eat this, like you tell a child, eat that food. And you better eat it all. And you're not getting out this chair until you finish. And you better not throw in the garbage. You've been crying for this, and you better eat it. They said, you're going to eat all of it. And they sitting there, stuffed face full, and eat it. That's how we are. That's what God's telling Israel. He said, "You're not going to eat. I'm going to give you something. You're going to eat for a month because they're greedy for a whole month. And guess what? We're going to try to eat it for a whole month too." He said, "Until they come out of your nostrils." Now, when it comes out of your nostrils, brothers and sisters, you know that guess what? It went down the wrong pipe.
That's right.
But you don't care. You coughing, the Heimlich maneuver. Somebody give you Heimlich. And guess what? While they give you Heimlich maneuver, you still trying to eat more. Because when it go down, that means you eat so fast, you got to white eat. Because that's how you're going to be. To come out of your nostrils. That's deep. That is real deep. It says,
and it becomes loathsome to you.
Now you eat so much, you're going to hate it. Now, stop them with your whole. Wow. Wow.
Because you have despised Yehovah, who is among you.
In the end, what it shows is that you don't like God. Because you should have enough faith to know that God's not going to let you go hungry. He'll give you a desire. But that's not it. You're not there. You're not up there now. Because in it all, it tells you, so you don't have to say it without saying. It tells you by your actions how you feel, because you despise me. You taking out a Moshe, but it's really me who you despise. But you're taking out a man because you can't get to me. So you're going to pressure Moshe. Because that's what it really shows. If you have faith with Yah, you're going to just be obedient like you were before. And just do what everything he said do. Don't worry. What we don't have. But God will provide. But no, you're going to push it. That's why it says that. So it says, so why did we come out of Mitzrayim? And Moshe said to the people among whom I am 600 what?
600,000 footmen.
That's just footmen. Not every corner. It's 600,000 footmen, y'all. This is what he's saying. Go ahead.
And you have said, I will give them meat that they may eat a whole month.
See, this is what he's saying. For a whole month, yeah. Wow, so Moshe is like doubting God. God, you said there's 600,000 because what God is about to do is not considered normal. But this is taken out of the realms of normal because he's not a normal God. So even Moshe is like, this is down, but this is the creator. What if he split the waters back for the tree to grow on dry ground? But sometimes we get caught out there. We just physical. We're not thinking of like the heavens. We're just thinking, this is Yah. Go ahead, brother.
And shall the flocks and the herds be slain for them?
Because they have flocks and they have herds.
To sacrifice them?
Called the day. Go ahead.
Or shall all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them?
Wow.
To sacrifice them?
So all the fish, 600,000 footmen plus other people plus women and children. That's a lot of food. Why do you think nations didn't want us to go through their land? You can wipe out everything. We'll pay you. No, we ain't gonna have no food for that. But yeah, go ahead, brother.
And Yehovah said to Moshe, has Yehovah's hand become short?
And Hayat Yehovah Tiksar. Is God's hand short, Moshe? See, because at some point you can see how Moshe began to short. I don't care how many people it is. Billions, God can feed them. Okay, now you want to see my greatness, Moshe. Now even you doubt me. Go ahead, brother.
You shall see now whether my word shall come to pass to you or not.
See, Tira A. Go ahead, brother.
And Moshe went out and told the people the words of Yehovah, and gathered the 70 men of the elders of the people, and set them around the tent.
So now he told the people, so he's multitasking. He goes out and tell the people, okay, you're going to get your food, and then he gathers what? The 70 men. It's time to get them. So he's still in job. Remember, he's 80, 90, maybe 100 years old. Now he only made it to 120. Well, go ahead.
And Yehovah came down in a cloud and spoke to him.
What? See?
And took.
Now, who got that kind of people? God come down to speak to you in a cloud. But that's how close he earned that. You see, but you got to put in the work to be able to have God come speak to you in a cloud like that, face to face, not through a dream or vision. So that, and God came down in the cloud and spoke to him.
And took of the spirit that was upon him, and gave it to the 70 elders.
Wow.
And it came to pass that when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied.
Wow, you
And
see?
did not cease.
So when that Ruach of Moshe dwelt, when he took the Ruach of Moshe and put it on the 70, they started to prophesy. You see? That's why I say it's about building the spirit. You have to build your spirit. Your spirit is right. You can forget. You can do all this other stuff, but you got to have the Ruach Elohim.
That's
because
right.
that's what's going to keep you.
Mm-hmm.
The Ruach Elohim. Go ahead, brother.
King. But there remained 2 of the men in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other was Medah.
So we have Shivim Ish with Hezekiah, Mihi called Kenoah Alehim, Ruach Yitna Be'u Lo Yasafu. So that's 2. So that means there's 68. But 2 of them is sitting inside. It's supposed to be 70. They're inside camp. And they're prophesying. So it didn't matter where they were at. If they were chosen, they were prophesying. And he took, so that shows you, and Yehudah came down in the cloud and spoke to him and took off the spirit that was upon him and gave it to the 70 elders. And it came to pass that when the spirit rested upon them, they prophesied and did not cease, did not stop. But there remained 2 of them in the camp. So when those are outside, no matter where you at, once that Ruach land on you, wherever you at, you're going to prophesy. So 2 of them remained in the camp. The name of one was Eldad, the name of the other was Medah. And the Ruach,
and the spirit rested upon them. And they were among those who were registered, but went not to the tent, and they prophesied in the camp.
You understand? They wasn't present among the 68 that was the 70. They're part of 70, but the 68 was at the tent, but they wasn't. But once your name was called, if you were chosen, they were chosen, but they didn't come out with the others. But once you was chosen, it didn't matter where you were at.
That's right.
Wherever the Ruach Elohim lands, that's where you at. That's where you're going to prophesy. So that's where they were. But they were in the camp prophesying. They weren't with the others. And what happened? 27.
And there ran a young man.
Yeah, that's not how to get.
And told Moshe.
You get them Moshe.
And said, Eldad and Medah are prophesying in the camp.
They prophesied in the camp. A prophet. Let's understand what a Nabi is. A Nabi, it means to bring forth to come, but a Nabi is not all, can be also one that tells the future, but that is not the meaning of a Nabi. A Nabi is one who speaks on behalf of God, like one who's preaching. That's a Nabi. You see, a Nabi is not, where some think that prophets, well, this one's called a prophet, so what did he ever prophesy? No, he speaks on behalf of the true and living God. So they're speaking the truth on behalf of the living God. Oh, they could be telling future things, but that's not the main thing of a Nabi. A Nabi is one who speaks on behalf of the true and living God. That's what a Nabi does. So they're speaking on behalf of God, or they're prophesying to, basically. That's what a prophet is, not just one who sees the future. They have seer, what they call seers for that, where you just see it, you can tell people what's happening in the future, but you're not necessarily a Nabi, you see. But they are prophesying in the camp, and this one ran and told Moshe, says, Eldad and Medah is in the camp, and they're prophesying. And what?
And Yehoshua, the son of Nun, the servant of Moshe, one of his young men.
Yahshua was young. You see, Yehoshua Ben Nun, he was what we call a Shaare. He was one who served, a servant of Moshe, or one who services Moshe. That was Yehoshua. He was young then. And Yahshua said, what?
And answered and said, my Lord, Moshe, forbid them.
In other words, Moshe, you need to stop Eldad and Medah from prophesying in the camp, because they're stealing your thunder. That's how he felt. Why stop them? God took my spirit in front of them. They're supposed to do what they do. But he felt that you should stop them. And look at the answer that Moshe gives him. Go ahead.
And Moshe said to him, are you jealous for my sake?
Hamen kane atali.
Would Elohim that all the Jehovah's people were prophets?
And that I'm Yehovah Nevi'im called Yitain Yehovah. Et Ruko Alehem. Go ahead, brother.
And that Yehovah would put his spirit upon them.
What's that? All God's people are prophets. You know why? Because that's the less work that you got to do. If everyone is rolling, that's what it says about the Ruach Elohim. You get you see, if you come and say, well, give me a fish, and I give you a fish gift, I said, listen, bro, I'm going to teach you how to fish. But once I teach you how to fish, you fish for life. You don't have to come to me no more.
Right.
So my point is the same here, is that Moshe said, I wish all God's people were prophets. Guess what? That's work that I got to do, or anyone else. So that's why in scriptures, in prophecy, there's a part that's future that says, man will not teach man anymore. Because from the least of them to the highest, they will all know me. I will put it on their inward parts. You see? As in the beginning with Adam, he had to ask God what to name him. He was God. He was made of God. So he already knew what to name him. He knew what to call him. You are one with the Creator because God is you. You are in God and God is in you. He's your mind. He lets you know. That's what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. That's what it says in prophecy. Man shall not teach man. They shall all know me at that point. The least to the greatest. You know, that's going to make a new covenant. So it's like that because everybody want to be great. I taught him. I'm the teacher. God's teaching. That's why he says you don't have to go way over there. It's right here. It's right in your mouth. You see, no, Yehoshua, I wish all y'all's people were prophets. You see? Because it's not about me, big I, big E. Everybody wants to be the big one, the best one. Or what about me? Look at me. No, it's about the Creator. So if all y'all's people were prepared, like I said, before we said, Moshe, you go to God and bring us back the word again. That's what we said. And I always said, this time it's going to be, we all going to go get it together. Because if you don't get it, you won't have it. We're all going to go. We ain't got to send nobody for us. We want the government to take care of us. We want everybody to do everything, but we want to do nothing for ourselves. We got to do for ourselves. As one person said in the room, and I say this often, years ago when I was going to seminars and the seminar person said, who was giving the seminar, he said, I was going to cost you a couple $1,000 to do this. And everybody volunteered first. But when he said how much money it's going to cost, everybody put their hand down. And he said, okay. I never said when, how much. Never said when or how you have to pay. He said, but that's the process of elimination. He said, I will not be in a room with people who have not paid the price to be there. Remember I said earlier, you have to pay a price. There's a balance in this world. Okay, there you go. You got to qualify yourself. So God said, this time they're all going to know me, which means you got to put the time in to know God, to study Him, to prepare ourselves, that we don't have to ask Moshe, you go, because we all going to go because we all qualified.
Right.
You see, it was 12 men spying out the land, but then it came down to 2 men the next time. To qualify men, because it's about the quality of the people. The Ruach Elohim, that's where you got to go. You understand? You got to put the work in. You got to be taught how to fish. You got to know where the rocks are at. But you got to spend time to learn that, brothers and sisters, and so you can stop asking the government. Stop asking this to pray for myself, because now I have the same qualifications or potentials or skills that you have, and I can do it for myself.
That's right.
I wish to God all God's people were prophets. Come, sheep, brother.
Okay. And Moshe returned to the camp, he and the elders of Israel, and there went forth a wind from Yehovah, and brought quails from the sea. Okay, here we go. That love, that bread. Not Sami at Yehovah, but you got called Salween. Something Salveen, quails. Go ahead. And let them fall by the camp. About a day's journey on this side, and about a day's journey on the other side, around the camp. And as it were 2 cubits high upon the face of the earth. So the height of the quails were 2 cubits. Cubits 18 to 21 inches from your tip of your finger to your elbow. So imagine 2 lengths of my arm. That's how high it was. So let's say about 2 feet high, roughly. And as a day's journey, you know what a day's journey? How far can you walk in a day? That's what it says. So it says, and it was about a day's journey on the other side. In other words, say this: a meat pound hides this thing here, and as wide as this for miles. Food. That's how much quail God now. Because quails are animals. Normally they say they fly until they get tired and they fall. They like the quails, like the little birds you see outside. The little birds. All right, that's how quails are. You ever had quails? And they're tasty.
All right, but they had that many quails. They're tasty. You love quails. Go to the live market and we get them. They're tasty. You know what I mean? At least I would say they crave for some quality stuff. And guess what? It's one of the leanest birds. No fat. No fat. One of the leanest birds, healthiest birds you can eat. So at least they crave. But they didn't crave for quail. Let me say this: they didn't ask for quails. That's what God gave them.
That's right.
They asked for balsa for meat.
Mm-hmm.
God gave them quails. All right. So Yasak the diet. You're going to see the diet that the Creator said, which you could follow. Okay. Go ahead, brother.
And the people stood up all that day.
You see how greedy they was. My people. Let me show you how. They stood up all that day. They didn't go to sleep. They ate. Go ahead, brother.
And all that night.
All that night. Now, what people do that? What people stay up all day, all night, my people? You say party food, we're going to invite them to Baal Peor. We're going to add foreign women. We're going to give them collard greens. And we're going to give them Hennessy. And we're going to invite them over here. They're going to be with the Baal chicken and fried chicken and collard greens and some meat, some balsam drink. Oh, we on. We got some party, some music, and it's dedicated to a foreign God. We there. How many times do we got? We love to eat. We don't know what the 4th of July is. We think it's a barbecue day. Oh, it's the day you barbecue, Memorial Day. That begin the barbecue season. What about the day about veterans fighting wars? What about the 4th of July? It's supposed to be when America got its independence from the British, right? They don't know about that. It's a barbecue day. It's eat. Everything is eating. We bring out a grill. We got a grill. We bring it out. We on the 15th floor, 4th floor, 6th floor. We bring the grill out on a fire escape. They grill on the fire escapes on the side. Anywhere they can put a grill, they gotta go. They go eat. That's how people. Not the other drunk ones. We want to eat. So we ate all that day. And what must Nasi? All that what?
And all the next day.
Come on, brother.
And they got.
Did we go to sleep?
Wow. All day, all night. That's 32nd.
And the people stood up all that day. Okay. Yakam ha'am kol hayom. Okay. Let me see what it says in Hebrew. And all that night, we call halayla. And all the next day, call yom hamakarat.
They gathered the quails.
And ya'asu et ha-shalwai. Go ahead.
He who least gathered 10 omers.
Oh, wow.
And they spread them all abroad for themselves around the camp.
Check that out. Now, what people eat like that? What people eat like that? All night, all the next day.
All night.
Like it's going to go somewhere. You didn't just slow down. Wait, it ain't going nowhere. That's deep. Show you how people think about it. Imagine this whole block from here, and it says a day's journey. In a day, we can walk farther than Sears to Linden. We could probably get to close to Manhattan. I mean, not even Manhattan. We can walk farther, man. Get to Jersey. We can walk. We can get some a day's journey. That's how far. Ooh, and they were eating. That like a baby in a candy factory. This is deep. Go ahead, brother.
53rd. And while the meat was yet between their teeth, before it was chewed, the anger of Yehudah was kindled.
You know what
against
God
the people.
said? You greedy. He was angry. That's why it says, and while the meat was yet between their teeth, you know how many habasa or they know ben shenehem. Before it was chewed, to them yikare. The anger of Yehudah was kindled
against the people. And Yehudah struck the people with a very great plague.
See, you greedy so-and-so. Look at you. You make me sick. You know the crazy sense. You know you mad because when you get mad, don't make no sense.
He's sick.
You see people, you see them at a barbecue. The plate is this high, and they got the food up this high. That don't make no sense. You get a little food and you come back a second. Why your plate is like that? Etiquette, none.
Not even caring about anybody else.
No, you don't care if nobody else getting. I mean, just think about it. Why your plate got to be hot? So they got the same thing going on. They eating, and it's coming through that. It's just coming through their nostrils. Come on. Wow. How far from grace can we fall? So it became disgusting. So while the meat was between their teeth, before it was chewed, the anger of Yehovah was kindled against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very great plague. D. 34.
And he called the name of the place Kibroth Hatava, because there they buried the people who had the craving.
Ta'awah, the lust of the desire. Kebarot means grave, plural for graves, plural. Ta'awah, the desire, lust of desire, flesh. Go ahead, brother.
And the people journeyed from Kibroth Hatava to Hezekiah.
So they kept moving. People died and keep moving. 12th chapter, the last one. Tongue sheet.
And Miriam and Aharon spoke against Moshe.
Look at all the challenges here. Here we go even further now. You see, you got all these challenges. One right after another. You just learn people getting burned up, this, that, all down the line. Now we get into this. We just don't stop. But now, guess what? It's the leadership. The leadership. Here is it said, and Miriam and Aaron did what?
Spoke against Moshe.
To the Miriam and Aaron be Moshe Odot concerning what?
Because of the Cushite woman whom he had married. For he had married a Cushite woman.
He married a Cushite woman. All right. So they call Cush Ethiopian. Some books don't say Ethiopian. All right. Now here go the issue. Because this holds a lot of different discrepancies with this portion. Okay. Because some say, oh, that was Zipporah. Well, I disagree. That wasn't Zipporah. Because Zipporah wasn't a Cushite. She was a Midianite.
That's right.
And they knew that she was married with him all the time. They could have brought up this thing. So evidently, at some point, Moshe had to take another woman, a wife, which everything is not recorded in scriptures. We know that. But it's not about this Cushite wife so much, mainly because her black, because they all were black. But the Cushites had a different way of worshiping God. They worshiped a different God and so forth. Maybe it was because of that more so. But whatever reason it wasn't of the right for them to come against Moshe. Because guess what? This is done in a public setting. All right? So Miriam and Aharon, the high priest. Miriam, prophetess. Now they both are older than Moshe. So some people still think you might be Moshe the Bible, but you still my little brother. Or you, no. Not if you work for God. You got to respect me who I am, my position with the Creator. But they spoke against him, just like the people murmured. Well, guess what? This angered the Most High God. And Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moshe because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, but he had married a Cushite woman. All right. So again, I disagreed. It wasn't talking about Zipporah, the Midianite. Talking about a Cushite when he had Ethiopia. There are other books written about the wars that Israel had with Ethiopia and various things like that. That's not here. However, he took this Cushite woman, all right, which became a problem with his brother and his sister. But God didn't give him a problem with it, so why would they? But let's go on and see what happens.
Second verse. And he said, has Jehovah indeed spoken only by Moshe? Has he not spoken also by us? And Yehovah heard it.
You see what happens? God didn't only talk to you, Moshe. Let's say that's what that. Hey, there we go. Because there's a bunch of us now. Who are you, God? And that's what Korah thought. That's what Abiram. That's what everybody else had the same thoughts that rebelled. All right. So now God has to come in and show who's who. All right, who has authority? So now, and has the God. Well, they're challenging his authority.
That's right.
They're challenging Miriam, and so that's why I often wonder, why would the people come to Moshe's brother to build a calf? Unless they figured there's some discrepancy somewhere between the two, because a house divided can't stand. Change of the strongest be good. Why would come Aaron? When you have Bezalel, who was a master artificer too, the same, or even better than Aharon,
right?
Why go to Aaron, his brother? Unless Listen, it's like this system. They find the weakest link. Okay? They divide and they conquer. So why would these men go to Aharon to build this calf? His brother. It's like his brother would stand up for him. I ain't building that. We're going to fight till we die. I'm fighting the death thing. But that wasn't Aaron's attitude. Aaron built the calf, called the day to worship it, to give me the earrings out your sons and your daughters' ears to make it. And when Moshe approached him, he said, well, you Moshe, you know how the people, how they set on mission. Come on. What's underlying all of that? You see, you look from no instant, you look at this one and say, well, Miriam, I believe there's Miriam who started, who got Aaron, pull Aaron in, because there's some family members who are closer to others. They click. It's just these two sisters, brothers, they click. But so Miriam and Aaron was tight. So Miriam, I said Miriam came against it. Got Aaron involved. Aaron is always the go-to guy. Because really, in the end of all, we know that Aaron went along with Moshe, who was told to glorify God's name. He didn't speak to Rock, he hit it. Aaron should have said, hey, Moshe, that's not a good thing. But he didn't. He stood by and let it happen. So I was calling him to go along, man. So he went along with this thing and got involved with this whole thing because it said Miriam and Aaron. So they were ganging up on Moshe, speaking to him in a way that they shouldn't have. And what happened? It says God heard it, right? That's what it says. God heard it, so he was in tune, and God hears everything.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother. Third verse.
And the man, Moshe, was a very humble.
He was what?
He was a very humble man.
Moshe had enough, but yet he just cried out through all these people being on him. He ain't fathered them, and why he did with me, but he was still a very humble man. It's a Haisha Moshe Anah.
More than any other man which were upon the face of the earth.
Go ahead, brother.
And Yehovah spoke suddenly to Moshe and to Aharon and to Miriam.
High court, Supreme Court. Go ahead, brother.
Come out, you three.
Come out.
Come out, you three, to the tent of meeting.
We're going to have court.
And the three came out.
Court is in session. Go ahead.
And Yehovah came down in a pillar of cloud.
The honorable Yehovah, Supreme Court judge. Go ahead.
And stood in the door of the tent.
And Yehovah, see?
And called Aharon and Miriam.
Right.
And they both came forth. And he said, hear now my word.
Now they both came forth. So in other words, would the defendants or accusers, perpetrators step forward? And the judge is speaking now. And here's what the judge said. Now you're going to hear my word.
If there is a prophet among you, I, Yehovah, will make myself known to him in a vision. And will speak to him in a dream.
Go ahead, brother.
Not so with my servant Moshe. For he is the trusted one in all my house.
So God has a house, has a spiritual house. And Moshe, if your name ain't in it, that's when you come out that book that's written. Well, that house, he said, he's the most trusted one in all my house. All right, check this out now. Go ahead.
With him I speak mouth to mouth.
And him, it says, pe el pe adaberbo. Go ahead.
Manifestly.
And
not in dark speeches.
Lo bachidat utemunat.
And he behold the form of Yehovah.
Yetuman Yehovah yabit.
And why then?
Madua.
Were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moshe?
Oh, wait a minute. Wow. Why were you not afraid to speak against mine? Why? Against him? Why? Well, you cut off your whole bomb. Why were you not? In other words, if you see how I deal with him, I don't deal with him through this like that. I deal with him straight mouth to mouth, not through vision, not through dream. You don't have to wait like Balaam and say, well, we wake up in the home and I see what God said. He's going to come to me tonight. He spoke with him like I'm speaking to you. So on that level, because everybody's not created equal, I just want to, not in God's eyesight. Some people on different levels to the Most High God. Understand? And you're going to see that. That's why this is saying that. And I want to reiterate that. Yes, I said it because why? If you, listen, Israel is definitely above all other nations. Let you know. You'll be the head and not the tail. You'll be amongst. It says you are above all. That's what it says. So there's some up, some down, but they're not on the same level. All Israelites are not on the same level. There are those who are closer to the Most High God. those who are more righteous. So, as he said, hear now my words, if there be a prophet among you, I, Yehudah, make myself known to him in a vision, and will speak to him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moshe, but he is the trusted one in all my house. With him I speak mouth to mouth, manifestly, and not in dark speeches. And he behold the form of Yehudah. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moshe? They should have never spoke against him. They should have never came. And the anger of Yehudah was kindled against them, and he departed. So everyone is not equal. I don't care if you do come the same father and mother. It's about your relationship with the Creator. On that plumb, now where are you? Are you up on that mountain? Because everybody was not to go up there, couldn't qualify. Moshe did. So how can you speak to him? So it lets us know too that you be careful about the people of God. You better be careful who you talk to and how you talk to them. Because if they're close to God, you're going to get dealt with. So that's a lesson for us. They're brothers and sisters. They're family. But it doesn't matter. His relationship with God is what matters. And they should never have approached him like that. So let us be respectful. Because familiarity breeds contempt. You got to remember that. Remember who he is with God. To God, all people are not created equal. We never said that. Man said that. You close to God. Israel is definitely on a higher level than the nations. He said, I'm close to you. I'll give nations for your life, Israel. They don't mean nothing to me as you do. I know we don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. So be careful. And within that nation, there are those who are closer to the Creator. Then he will take your life or plague you for dealing with these people like that because they're close to him and they're righteous with him. God called Abraham his friend. What other individual you know in Scripture that God called his friend? Be careful, Israel. Go ahead, brother.
10th verse. And the cloud departed from off the tent, and behold, Miriam had become leprous, white as snow.
When you see when God walked away, it says, and God departed, he said what he had to say. Guess what? You know something's coming behind it. You don't have to want, it's going to happen. It says and the Lord was killed, and the anger of Yahweh was killed against them, and he departed. And anytime you read that, understand the next verse, some drama is going to. Somebody going to get paid. Go ahead, brother.
White as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous.
She was leprous. God, so evidently, he didn't plague Aaron, but he plagued Miriam. So I'm saying Miriam started this whole thing. But then again, Aaron was a priest too, so God is not gonna kill his high priest. He might, but he didn't. Miriam was leprous as snow. She turned white as snow. That's deep. And what happened?
And Aharon said to Moshe, "Oh my Lord, I beg
you, Adonai, now.
Lay not the sin upon us.
Not the shit I know, Qatar.
Because we have done foolishly. And because we have sinned.
We've sinned.
Let her not be as one dead.
Wow.
Of whom the flesh is half consumed.
The flesh is half consumed. See, the flesh is half consumed. Raw meat rotting in the way. Please don't let that happen to her. Now again, he's saying to Moshe, but I said, when he go to God himself, he said, God, please stop it. See, now you're going to go to your brother who you spoke against and ask him to stop what's happening to you or happening to your sister. But Moshe would have done that anyway, but Aaron is speaking up. Go ahead, brother.
And let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he comes out of his mother's womb.
Deep. Go ahead.
And Moshe cried to Yehovah,
Yitzhak Moshe El Yehovah Lemor.
Heal her now, O Elohim.
El na refa. Nah, like we said.
I beseech you.
We ask Yehovah to refer, to heal. Refa, na la. Refa, na Yehovah. Whoever. To me. Refa li. Refuah Shlema, the great healer, the overall healer is the Most High God. Nothing happens without him. So Moshe cried to the Creator and says, heal her, O Yah. And what happened, brother? And
Yehovah said to Moshe, if her father had but spit in her face. Should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out
from Go ahead.
From the camp 7 days.
7 days.
And after that, let her be received in again.
Go ahead.
And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days. And the people journeyed not until Miriam was brought.
So they didn't go because Miriam is a leader. So they're not going to leave without her. So they had to wait for Miriam to heal so they move on. Family pray together, stay together. You beat together. Hey, listen. Okay, go ahead.
Came. And afterwards, the people removed from Haroth and camped in the wilderness of Paran.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Okay. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Kumu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher naten lanu Torah emet vechaye olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Yehovah noten haTorah. Amen.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Yehovah, our God, King of the universe, who gave us the Torah of truth and implanted eternal light in us. Blessed are you, Yehovah, giver of the Torah. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated.
Hallelujah.
We're going to read the blessing of the Torah. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'kaban habinivim mitovim v'netzah b'divreihem hane'amarim be'emet. Baruch atah Eloheinu boker haTorah ובמשה עבדו לישראל עמו ובנביאי האמת צדק. Amen.
Amen. Blessed are you, Yehovah, our God, King of the universe, who has chosen good prophets and was pleased with their words that were uttered with truth. Blessed are you, Yehovah, who chooses the Torah and Moshe, his servant, and Yisrael, his people, and the prophets of truth and righteousness. Amen.
Amen. We're going to the book of Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 14 and 15 to read.
Okay. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for behold, I come, and I will dwell in your midst, says Yehovah. And many nations shall join themselves to Yehovah on that day, and shall be my people, and I will dwell in your midst. And you shall know that Yehovah of hosts has sent me to you.
Go ahead.
And Yehovah shall inherit Yehudah as his portion in the Holy Land, and shall choose Jerusalem again. Be silent, all flesh, before Yehovah, for he has roused himself from his holy dwelling.
Hallelujah. Now think about this. Many nations shall join themselves to Yehovah on that day, and shall be my people. So other than the children of Israel, what we dealing with the Creator, we'll just be the first. That's why I say it's about what the Creator wants. We are the leaders. We're the beginnings of the people in the sense that we are their light to enlighten them to how the Creator wants to walk and to be an example to them. But many nations will join themselves to Jehovah on that day and shall be my people. And I will dwell in your midst, and you shall know Jehovah of hosts has sent me to you. But Israel is the firstborn, right? So those spurts from other people were coming in. So just like you watch on the marches, you see all these other people, the Caucasian people, this people, that people. You know, he had the mixed multitude come out of Mitzrayim. It's going to be others as well. You understand? It's about the heart of the Creator. Those who have the Ruach Elohim. If you have the Ruach Elohim and you want to follow the Creator, no matter who you are, what nation you're from, then that's what happens. That's what's going to happen. That's what's said in prophecy. Chapter 3.
Chapter 3.
Come see.
And he showed me Yehoshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of Yehovah. And Satan standing at his right hand to thwart him.
And not too much you can read about Satan between here and Job, but you see it here, right? Go ahead, brother.
And Yehovah said to Satan, Yehovah rebukes you, Satan. And Yehovah that has chosen Jerusalem rebukes you. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire?
Question, go ahead.
And Yehoshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angels. And he answered and spoke to those who stood before him, saying, remove the filthy garments from him. And to him he said, behold, I have caused your iniquity to pass from you.
Away from you.
And I will dress you in festive garments.
Get away the filthy garments, clean you up. Go ahead.
And he said, let them set a pure mitre upon his head.
Let them set a pure turban of mitre upon his head.
And they set a pure mitre upon his head,
and dressed him with garments. And the angel of Yehovah stood by.
A lot of Yehovah stood by.
And the angel of Yehovah warned Yehoshua, saying, Thus saith Yehovah of hosts, if you will walk in my ways, and if you will keep my charge,
walk in my ways, keep my charge,
and you will also judge my house, and will also guard my courts, then I will give you access among these who stand by.
Among these who stand by. Go ahead, brother.
Hear now, O Yehoshua, the high priest, you and your friends who sit before you, for they are men of good omen. For behold, I will bring my servant, the branch Zamek. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Yehoshua, upon one stone are 7 facets.
7 facets.
Behold, I will engrave its inscription, says Yehovah of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in 1 day.
1 day. Tamshi.
And on that day, says Yehovah of hosts, every one of you shall invite his neighbor under his vine, under his fig tree.
Hallelujah. What a good way to live. Under your vine, under your fig tree. Amen. Under your lemon tree, your apple tree. Chapter 4, Zechariah.
And the angel who talked with me came again. And waked me.
Wake me up.
Like a man who is wakened out of his sleep.
Out of his sleep.
And he said to me, what do you see?
What do you see?
And I said, I have looked. And behold, a lampstand of gold.
A lampstand of gold.
And a bowl upon its top.
Bowl upon its top.
And 7 lamps on it.
7 lamps on it, as we read in the beginning, like the menorah. Go ahead.
And 7 pipes to the 7 lamps, which are upon its top.
Go ahead, brother.
And there are 2 olive trees.
Olive trees by it.
One upon the right side of the bowl, and the other upon its left side.
Go ahead.
And I answered and spoke to the angel, who talked with me, saying, what are these?
What is the meaning? What is this, Yehovah?
Then the angel who talked with me answered and said to me, do you not know what these are?
You don't know? You know what Yadata? Go ahead.
And I said, no, my Lord.
No.
Then he answered and spoke to me, saying, this is the word of Yehovah to Zerubbabel, saying, not by might, nor by power, but by my spirit, says Yehovah of hosts.
God is deep. Now look at this 6th verse. Lo bechayil. Okay? Lo bechayil. Not by might. With lo bekoah. Nor by power. Ru ki. But my spirit, says Jehovah Zebulon. Not by might, not by chayil, not by core, but by the ruach. And that's what we have to build up. That's what we need. By my spirit, says Jehovah. 7th verse and last verse.
Who are you, O great mountain? Before Zerubbabel, you shall become a plain, and he shall bring forward its headstone, shouting grace, grace to it.
Shouting grace, grace to it. Chen, chen, la. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Tefillah. Do we have a tefillah written in there? The other one?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Blessed are you, Yehovah, our God, King of the universe, Rock of all the worlds, righteous in all generations, the God who is trustworthy, who says and does, who speaks and fulfills, who all of his words are true and righteous. Trustworthy are you, Yehovah, our Elohim, and trustworthy are your words. Even one word of your words back never reverts unfulfilled. For a God, King, trustworthy and compassionate are you. Blessed are you, Yehovah, God who is trustworthy in all his words. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 Hello?
Shema Yisrael, Yehovah, Eloheinu, Yehovah, Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod, Malkuto, La'olam Wa'ed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Blessed be his glorious kingdom forever and ever.
Miten kavod.
We pay homage
Elohe Abraham.
to the God of Abraham,
Elohe Yitzchak.
God of Yitzchak,
Elohe Yaakov.
the God of Yaakov.
Hallelujah.
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 Amen. Yibaleka Yehovah Yishmareka.
Kehirazo.
Yedho Pnaleka Wichuneka.
Kehirazo.
Yisa Yehovah Pnaleka Yasim Leka Shalom.
Kehirazo. May the Lord bless thee and keep thee. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto thee. May the Lord lift up his countenance unto thee and keep thee. Shalom. Peace. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Hallelujah. That's it.